going on, everybody? Welcome to Radiovania, episode number 34.
Elijah,
your nerdy public radio for all things entertainment and pop culture. This is your 2016 year in review show, where we're going to discuss all the ins and outs, the ups and downs, and the biggest moments and things for us in 2016, and talk about just all of that, all the entertainment and pop culture stuff. If you've never listened to this show before, my name is Zach Rotello, at Zach Rotello on Twitter, and sitting next to me is John Swansong Parker, at John Parker. How you doing?
how's it going, everybody?
Dude, long time, man. This schedule is just, it's not ideal, but when we get together, it makes it more special.
I got a more appealing class schedule this semester, so I'm hoping to be able to come back home, maybe a day a week. Every now and then. That way we can get back into the weekly show.
That'd be awesome.
I know you got to work.
Yeah.
So I'll save you the commute because I got to come home and
that'd be great.
Be with the fam and stuff like that.
Obviously, I still got to make my way up to Columbus because there's nothing like a Columbus show. Let's be real.
Right.
We get those.
The Lebanon shows are still pretty fun.
The Lebanon shows are good. They're a little bit more. I feel like we get more relaxed when we're down in the basement here.
It's nice and comfortable.
We don't have to worry about moving chairs into your room.
You don't have to hear somebody breaking a bottle outside.
Yeah. Or the episode where Elise, God bless her heart, busted in when we were trying. Oh, we never aired that.
King of the Crystal Skull.
We never aired that.
It's coming. Surprise!
You really should take a minute to listen to that because it's heinous.
Like,
it's pretty funny.
I know I went off the deep end.
It's pretty funny, but it might only be funny for you and me. But one of these days when I have a free second, I might edit it down, maybe cut out the best parts and then just put it up because the whole 2 hours of audio is quite the hefty package, especially for someone.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
I don't remember anything once they get to South America. And for those of you that have seen The King of the Crystal Skull, that's like 35 minutes into the movie.
It's already when it's bad.
Yeah. I don't remember anything. So
I remember when they all came in and we had to
we should listen to it and edit it together so that I can hear what you're about to put on the internet. So in case I want to run for office or something.
Yeah,
actually, I think at this point it's beyond all.
No, we haven't done anything too bad. We haven't said anything that's irrefutable.
He's the hero.
Yeah. That's good. Now that is just good acting.
Oh, thank you.
That has over a whopping, I think it's like 32 views on YouTube now.
You know what has the most views on our YouTube channel?
Is it the Lost Cast?
It is the Lost Cast.
That's true, yeah. Well, that goes to show is like what we talked about this is we should
have to go back.
We have to do more standalone shows, and I think that's something a New Year's resolution. Well, for 2017 is
another New Year's resolution that I think we should do for the show is we got to do a Let's Play.
That's true.
And I know the perfect game that we could do a Let's Play for.
What was
It's a game called The Last of Us. You ever heard about it? I love it a lot. We should totally do that sometime, though.
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I think it would be fun to do. With
alcohol.
Yeah, that's true.
On Survivor.
Yes, also true. I would love to do that with you. We'll look into the semantics
watch
of
me
it.
Cry the whole time.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. What I should do is just we'll play every Last of Us cutscene in a row, and you'll just commentate over it as you slowly lose your mind.
Jeez, give me let's get a bottle of Eagle Rare. Take a night.
Yeah.
Actually, if we're drinking Eagle Rare, we should probably put it on easy.
Maybe 2 nights.
Yeah. No, 1 night.
1 night.
Okay. Dude, we could play through the whole thing in 1 night.
That's true.
I know that game like the back of my hand. It's actually pretty scary.
Well, especially if you were playing it on easy difficulty because you've been trying to go through... How's the platinum coming?
Okay, so I finished all the game story-based trophies. The only thing I have left is multiplayer, and I got a PlayStation Store gift card for Christmas that I'm going to use to buy 1 month and hopefully get the platinum trophies in a month.
Cool.
And then maybe check out the Rogue One DLC, but if I have time, because screw Battlefront. So.
Yeah, well, that Battlefront. It looks like you'll be seeing one of those in 2017, so you might have to wait for... might not have to wait long.
Maybe I should sell mine then.
Well, you're probably not going to get much for it. Those things are selling for very cheap at GameStop right now.
Yeah.
But if you've never listened to Radiovania before, it's very simple. We get together here once a week or whenever we get the chance to do it, and we talk about the biggest news and biggest stories in entertainment and pop culture. What's the highest rated video games? What's Ben Affleck been doing in Batman? And
nothing.
What's going on with that Walking Dead? And then we talk about, whatever we want to talk about. And then every now and then we have After Darks where we just shoot the shit and talk about just random stuff that we want to, talk about. Like Austin James pitching Passengers to us.
He did piss.
He pissed passengers.
Yeah, he pitched Passengers.
Yeah.
But he was Chris Pratt.
Well, I think in his fantasy, he's just whoever's opposite Jennifer Lawrence.
I also think in his pitch, he was feeling more of like a Western vibe than
That's
anything.
true.
It felt very Bonnie and Clyde-ish to me. So like Western or like, gangster mobster type movie. I don't know. It was pretty funny though that.
Well,
what a weird episode that was.
What a great episode, Austin!
Austin,
if you're listening, we love you. We wish we could have had time to do more with you over the break, but we're glad we got to talk to you about Rogue One. It was just sorry that we had to discuss it on such a downer of an episode. We'll get to that later in the show.
Yeah.
But thank you all for listening. Last week we actually got a pretty good response on Spreaker, and we're pushing through that 1,000 listens. We haven't stopped, so we're still making progress.
Trucking along.
We'll
have a 1,500 party.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true.
And then we get to 16. We have a sweet 16.
Oh, hello. Hello. What do we have here?
We'll get a piñata and we'll have like a pool party.
Yeah, seriously. That'd be great. Pool party. Oh, my.
Listen to some NSYNC. Or are you a Backstreet Boys guy?
You know what? Well, who sang Larger Than Life?
Backstreet Boys.
I think I'm more Backstreet Boys.
Me too. Justin Timberlake, though.
Well, that's true. But JT did way better solo than he did with the group.
For sure. Yeah.
Suit and Tie. What a great album. Let
me show you what you think.
Go to Twitter at Radiovania or email us at radiovaniashow@gmail.com to talk to us. Send us your questions, comments, and concerns. We'd really love to talk to you. If you send us anything, and I mean anything, on our email or Twitter, we will respond. We will talk to you. We will answer your question. We'll pimp your account. We promise.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole thing. And then go to radiovania.com and subscribe to the buttons. You got my photo. The best, really quick, we were talking the best Christmas gift we got. You said you got the comics for Batman, which we'll talk about.
Yes, we will.
My best Christmas present, shout out to Carly Simmendinger at, I think her Twitter is Carly_Simmendinger, who printed the Radiovania logo on a t-shirt and gave it to me.
Dude, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I almost cried when I opened it up, and I haven't found the perfect occasion to wear it yet, but when I do, it's like draping yourself in your own...
You should wear it to a bar.
I know, that's kind of what I want to do.
When you come to Columbus.
And then get like, people like, what's that? What's that?
Yeah.
We'll see.
And I'll like wear all black with sunglasses and I'll be your bodyguard.
My bodyguard?
Be like, if you want to talk to Mr. Rotello, you talk to me first.
Aren't you on the show too? All right, so let's jump into the news. We only have 5 news stories before we get into 2016 and our year in review. Can you handle that?
I think so.
From ScreenRant.com, Star Wars, Woody Harrelson is up to play young Han Solo mentor. Disney and Lucasfilm now know that their self-proclaimed experiment to produce standalone Star Wars spin-off films that takes place outside the main Skywalker family saga is a successful one. They are currently enjoying the fruits of Rogue One, a Star Wars story which earned widely positive reviews and scored more than $800 million at the worldwide box office to date. This sets the bar fairly high for the next anthology movie, a prequel centered around Han Solo. Rising star Aldrin Ehrenreich will play the scruffy-looking nerf herder, and Phil Lord and Chris Miller are directing. Now, the interesting thing here is Woody Harrelson could have been tapped to be in the movie as well. The news came from Variety, who says that the Oscar nominee emerged as the top choice to play Han Solo's mentor in the film. They note that the talks remain in early stages, but if all goes according to plan, Harrelson will join the ensemble and lend his talents to the galaxy far, far away. Now, Radiovania, what we do here is we comment on news and speculation. How do you feel about this? Because right now it just sounds like this is... I've seen no concrete evidence about this. All I've seen is the Screen Rant article and then the Variety article that originally had the leak here.
Sure.
So what do you think?
Here's the deal. I like Woody Harrelson a lot. And I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but he's the only reason why I saw any of the Hunger Games sequels is because I thought that his...
No, I don't think you should get flack for that at all.
His character of Haymitch was the most entertaining part, even though he's only in 15 minutes of each movie. Here's the problem that I have with is, does Han Solo need a mentor? Like...
But I mean, like, what does that mean by mentor? That's the question I have. Is that
like, does he teach him how to smuggle? Are they like partners, and then like it's Captain Jack and Barbossa, and like Han Solo gets mutinied or something?
Honestly, the first thing that came to mind is that he would play sort of a Yondu sort of role.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Well, you know what I mean? Because they're basically
those boys try to eat you.
They're basically the same person.
They never tried Terran before.
You could replace that. What's his name? Who plays Yondu?
Michael Rourke.
Yeah, you could replace Michael Rourke with Woody Harrelson pretty easy, and I think they'd be pretty much the same person.
Or is it Rook? I can't.
It's one of those. I know his first name is
Michael.
Michael.
Mickey Rourke is the guy from
Whiplash.
Iron Man 2, which is the worst comic book movie ever.
Or The Wrestler. Not the worst comic book movie ever. What about Catwoman? What about Daredevil?
You're right, I didn't think that through.
At least Iron Man 2
has...
The
worst cinematic universe.
That's true. By a long shot.
Movie ever.
By a way long shot.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, Internet.
I don't know about this, man. This is the same thing why I think the Emilia Clarke casting is a little disconcerting. Is because, you're right. It is a cash grab for a high-rated actor, but also it kind of screws up Star Wars because I like not knowing actors in Star Wars. I think that's what they nailed.
Did. Even like, I think we're still a little divided on some of the things we liked about Rogue One.
Sure.
But a lot of the people that they introduced as new characters with the no-name actors, I was a big fan of. Or like the actors who've had more indie film backgrounds and stuff like that, like Diego Luna. I was a big fan of,
I thought a lot of the ensemble
and like it seems like with
Rogue...
all of Han Solo besides Alden Ehrenreich, who's still even been in some big movies, they're like all big name stars.
Yeah, Donald Glover,
Childish
Emilia Clarke,
Gambino, Daenerys Targaryen, Haymitch.
I like that they put those names on the poster. They put their alias names instead of their actor names. No, I agree with you on the ensemble cast for Rogue One. I thought they were even more standout than some of the the bigger names, like Ben Mendelsohn and what's his name?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen were both great, but
I love Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen killed it, dude. He was so good. I love that actor. Something about him is just he's cool.
He's very good.
Also, to
his
the internet,
character is amazing in that movie, but that's besides the point.
I agree. Also, to the internet, I recommend you check out. I don't remember what episode number it is, but Greg Miller and the rest of the cast from the Game Over Greggy show did a great episode where they interviewed the original writer for Rogue One, Gary Whitta, and he talks a lot about the cast and behind the scenes and about Mads Mikkelsen and the casting, the what they went through to write the movie. And it really interesting. Rogue One has some of the most interesting stories behind it, to be honest.
I still want to know what happened. I can't wait for that documentary.
Yeah. I want to know what it was like before the reshoots. Everyone wishes that. I wish I could.
Here's one of the shots that I can go ahead and tell you that got cut from the movie that they totally reshot and restructured the third act around.
Because
how
do you know this?
Well, because it's in the teaser.
Okay.
In the very first teaser, the very ending shot, I'm pretty sure, is one of the AT-ATs on the beach where they're shooting at Jyn Erso, and she's carrying the Death Star planned suitcase that she clips on her belt. So originally she was supposed to be running away with it, whereas we all saw how the movie ends. So, is it possible that Rogue One was supposed to end with some of the crew living through it?
Possibly. But wasn't the reshoots... Wasn't the big story that the reshoots were made to make the movie a little more lighthearted?
They didn't... I don't think they ever said that. They just said reshoots.
Okay, so
the lighthearted was Suicide Squad.
Oh, that's right.
What we interpreted that as is because after we heard about Suicide Squad, they said Rogue One's doing reshoots, and we were like...
Maybe everyone... Yeah,
same
was
thing,
just paranoid.
And we were really paranoid about it, but...
Disney clearly knows what they're doing, so...
Disney's letting Kathleen Kennedy choose what she wants to do, and she's a genius.
And who is the director for Gareth Edwards? I think he did a good job. Rogue One, the more I think about it, the more I liked it. And I can't say that for that many movies in 2016.
It's very good.
We'll get to our best movies of 2016 list when we go to the year in remembrance, but I don't know. I mean, if they think if casting thinks Woody Harrelson is fine for this role, whatever.
Here's the deal. A lot of these cast announcements that they've made, I like all the people on their own. Whether they work together, we'll see. But I do trust Phil Lord and Chris Miller. I think they are very intelligent with the things that they write. Like the Lego movie was brilliant.
When does the Lego Batman? Doesn't that come out soon? March.
Yeah, I don't know if they're writing that though.
Keep talking, I'll check.
But anyway, I mean, they have a lot of props behind them, both with that and The Last Man on Earth is a pretty funny show with the clever writing. It's not hilarious by any stretch of the means, but that Han Solo movie, I could see doing
Yeah, they
really
are
well.
not attached to the Lego Batman movie.
I didn't think so.
That actually worries me quite a bit.
I'm worried that a lot of the trailers that they keep dropping is just giving away the entire movie. Because there's like 23
So
videos
the director of the Lego Batman movie is Chris McKay. Does that ring a bell to you?
No.
He was an editor for the Lego movie, but he was the director of a bunch of Robot Chicken episodes and the Robot Chicken Star Wars specials.
Okay.
Which actually makes me a little happy. That could actually be pretty good, because those Robot Chicken Star Wars episodes are fantastic. What were we talking about? We're done. Let's move on to the next news story. We gotta brisk this along. From Collider.com, X-Men The New Mutants, will James McAvoy reprise his role as Professor X? Little has been confirmed about 20th Century Fox plans for X-Men The New Mutants. We know that Josh Boone, The Fault in Our Stars director, currently sits at the helm and will direct from a script he co-wrote along Fault's Scott Neustadter and Michael H. Weber. As far as rumors go, they abound. Most of them center on casting choices, like Maisie Williams announcing her interest in playing Ray Sinclair, Wolfsbane, in the movie.
I've heard about that.
Around that time, it was also reported that Anya Taylor-Joy from The Witch was the studio's choice to play Colossus's younger sister, Teleporter Magic, a.k.a. Iana Nikolavina Rasputin?
Oh, that's Cyclops' sister, I think?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Alexandra Shipp, James McAvoy's Professor X was expected to play a significant role. That's where today's rumor comes in. Coming Soon sat down with Taylor-Joy during a round of press interviews for her role in M. Night Shyamalan's thriller Split, which opens soon, and they asked her about the animatic featuring concept artwork related to New Mutants. She basically, I didn't read this news story.
I'm not entirely jazzed about X-Men right now. I just care about Old Man Logan.
So that's basically what I talked to. This long story put aside, I don't care about this. Never mind. Do you think McAvoy comes back as Professor X? You don't think so?
I think they're done.
Yeah,
if Fassbender doesn't come back, McAvoy's not coming back.
I think what they've been talking about with the cast changes are really scary. I think the X-Men universe is in uncertain hands, and I think that they need to take some time to evaluate their decisions.
They need to give it back to Matthew Vaughn, who directed First Class.
Do you think he's interested? What's he doing now? Do you think he's at all interested?
He does a lot of indie stuff too. Think about what he could do with a bunch of no-name actors playing a bunch of obscure X-Men mutant characters like the New Mutants with Maisie Williams, and possibly having a cameo with Deadpool. Like he did with his cameo with Wolverine in First Class.
I'm going to say something radical. Even if production started on a new X-Men movie this year, we wouldn't see it until late 2018 or even later, like spring of 2019, on a brand new X-Men movie.
Yeah.
I think we should wait and see how Logan ends and how they decide to wrap his story up, because maybe it's time to take a break from X-Men. Fox is still making, their money, and X-Men isn't necessarily, since Apocalypse, their biggest draw. Maybe
but Deadpool is.
So maybe we focus. Focus on
the universe going,
but focus on Deadpool. Maybe take a break from the expanded X-Men. Maybe hold off for a little bit until you get a good story or different cast or something. Stop going. I don't think we need to go back to this well again.
It's a bummer though, because Sophie Turner and some of these other young people, I was excited to see if they were going to tackle. Yeah, if they were going to tackle some cool X-Men stories, and
I just don't think so.
They won't.
I think Apocalypse was such a letdown that commercially,
at the box office,
commercially not very well.
Yeah,
not very well at all, and critically even worse.
People just weren't excited for it because Captain America: Civil War and BVS came out. Superhero fatigue is very
this year,
real right now.
Yeah, 2016 is a superhero fatigue year, and we'll talk about that. From Joe Carnahan, I guess is how you pronounce his last name, on Instagram. He put up an Instagram photo of the cover of his Uncharted script with the text, "Done and dusted, now the real work begins. If there's a more monstrously cool action script in Hollywood right now, I want to read it, because this thing is a beast," he says, end quote. It says Uncharted current draft by Joe Carnahan based on the video game by Naughty Dog. Producer ARAD Productions. Producer Atlas Entertainment. Studio Sony Pictures. January 7th, 2017. I'm not going to lie. When I saw this, I actually got like kind of chills.
That's pretty cool.
I got chills and I was like, and I heard like the in my head. I know it's probably going to be a trash fire, but
you don't know that.
We don't know that.
Think about the video game properties that they have made movies into. Pixels, Assassin's Creed, Angry Birds. Those are not good games. Uncharted is an amazing game.
That was good. That was funny. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what else the Josh Carnahan has done. I've actually heard a lot of buzz that people are eyeing Ryan Reynolds for the part of Drake.
No.
I know. I'm not. I don't know about that.
Get somebody that we don't know.
I don't think they can do that. I think they need a big lead. Because
get Harrison Ford for Sully.
That's not gonna. That's actually not bad.
And then that'll sell.
I don't know.
No, get Bruce Campbell for Sully.
You need, I'm thinking like Bruce Campbell or
Jennifer Lawrence can play Elena.
No. who was the guy from Hateful Eight with a mustache that I can't think of? Showdown in China or
Ethan Hawke?
No.
Denzel Washington.
No, the lead from Hateful Eight. You know?
Hateful Eight. Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. I'm thinking Kurt Russell maybe as Sully.
No, Bruce Campbell. Come on, dude.
I know, but I'm thinking marketing.
Come on.
All I'm saying
Kurt
is
Russell would not be good as Sullivan.
The dude submits a script for Uncharted.
Sullivan's got like a Bronx accent going. I don't think Kurt Russell could pull that off. He's too Midwestern.
I think all I'm saying is the team at Naughty Dog has said before that they're only letting their properties be turned into movies if they have direct control. That's what Neil Druckmann said about the Last of Us movie. That's why these movies have been in limbo, is because they want to make sure that they're done right. And I'm just worried that it's going to be too much. So I don't actually think this is going to happen. Do you have a prediction?
I think it'll happen.
Do you think it'll happen?
Yeah.
When do you think we're going to see the Uncharted movie?
2019.
2019? That's soon. And actually, it's exciting, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it's bad, I want to see it.
Like an August movie.
Fall. Late fall.
Like right into the school year.
Yeah. We'll see. From January 5th, 2017, from The Hollywood Reporter, Star Wars Brain Trust sets meeting to plot Leia's life after Carrie Fisher's death. Disney weighs options for the future of the iconic character as directors for the upcoming Episode 9 and 2019's... Well, Episode 8 and 2019's Episode 9 plan out how she will fit into the rest of the franchise's films. Basically, I don't want to dive too deep into this, but I do want to get your input on the story.
Yeah. Leia
apparently plays a huge role in Episode 8, and she was planned to play a bigger role in Episode 9. Shooting as rap for Episode 8. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to go back?
So I think my predictions were confirmed almost by this. I thought that of the big three, and by big three I refer to Han, Luke, and Leia, the only person who is going to live through the entire trilogy would be Leia. Now that Carrie Fisher has passed, I think they're going to have to restructure that, which means depending on how 8 was supposed to end, we could get more Mark Hamill, or something along the lines of that. It is a little upsetting because I think they were setting up something big with her character for the first time in a very long time. You know, now that she's in such a high position of power within the Resistance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with her mourning the loss of Han Solo and her trying to reconnect with her brother and her dealing with the loss emotionally of her son. There's just a lot of interesting storylines that we didn't get to explore in The Force Awakens that would have been great to go into in 8-9 that they might have to restructure around. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think that they will do the CGI thing.
I hope not, man.
People have been rumoring that. I think that would be disrespectful, and I don't think they'll take that route.
I didn't like how they did it with Paul Walker. I think that doing it with Tarkin and doing it with Tarkin was an artistic choice. That actor's been passed for a long time, and they brought
Since
him
the 80s.
And they brought him back to surface a role that we knew already. This current Leia, who is alive in the films that are still being made, the actor has passed away. I think it would be a totally terrible move for them to finish that role out with CGI.
Here's what I want to know.
It would totally mar those movies.
She plays a big role in 8 and in 9 as well. Are we gonna get reshoots for 8 to change the ending of her storyline?
That's what I'm saying. Is that apparently the rumors say that she was supposed to play she's playing a big role in 8, and she was supposed to have a big role.
Do you
want
to dive into the spoilers? Did you hear about the spoilers? They're not like big spoilers. They're like
I didn't hear about
plot
these
elements.
Spoilers for episode whatever
8 and 9.
Skip ahead 30 seconds.
Okay, she's supposed to reunite with Luke, which we all assumed would happen eventually, and she's supposed to confront Kylo Ren, which we all knew would happen eventually. And whether or not that happens in the same movie, I have no idea.
I don't know, man. I think
Just think about it. The one of the parts that makes me so mad about The Force Awakens is that Han and Luke never get to reunite. Yeah, I don't know. It's sad. It's so sad to think about.
Yeah, I think...
I trust the people that they're putting in the hands of. I guarantee you in this meeting, you got Kathleen Kennedy, you got JJ, you might even have Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote The Force Awakens, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Just because he's good at writing those characters. He's good at writing those stories. You know, I don't know. You think George is in that meeting?
No, not at all.
I don't think so either.
I can't overstate
Bob Iger's probably there, obviously.
Yeah, I can't overstate enough how sorry I am for Carrie Fisher's family and everyone that had to deal with her and her passing and all of that drama. But in an ancillary way, I want to say I am so sorry for the people at Disney and Lucasfilm that have to bear the weight of this in a creative sense.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe, as someone who has like studied the industry for a while and is super interested in movies and television and entertainment and pop culture and whatever this show is, no matter what they do, they're going to get flack for this. And I think that when episode 8 does come around, depending on how they decide to end her character's arc or what they should decide to do with her character, it is going to be the news story this winter. Is when we come back from seeing episode 8, whatever it's called, it's the top news story the next day is going to be, can you believe what they did with Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia, ... Like, that's going to be the clickbait title, is like...
It could also be done really well.
I hope so.
They've handled
for their sake, I hope so.
They've handled everything so well.
I know. For their sake,
and
I
that's
hope
something
so.
that's something that Lucasfilm didn't do with the prequels.
Yeah.
But that now that they're tied to Disney, I mean, come on.
I hope so. I hope that they handle it well, because this is something that could seriously mar them, because all of their characters and actors have been, they've picked the right people. They've said the right things. They've given us a movie that's pretty close to perfect. We've all been waiting for that shoe to drop. You know what I mean? Like, when are they going to bring the Jar Jar? Where's Jar Jar hiding? Like, where's the bad CGI? Where's the bad, like, comedy? Where's the plot hole? Where's the I hate sand? And this could be it. And
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I disagree.
I'm not saying I think
see.
it's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, this is definitely their biggest thing to worry about, because Leia is such a meaningful character, and especially with Carrie Fisher's passing, her performance is even more meaningful to us now. I haven't watched Force Awakens since she's passed away, but I can't imagine watching it now. I'd probably tear up. So imagine what that's going to do to us in 8, seeing her there. I know. It's rough to think about.
I just cry looking at the Falcon in The Force Awakens. I can't even imagine the emotional state I'm going to be in when we go see episode 8.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts.
To be determined what it's
So side bet right here, when do you think we see the first teaser or anything related to episode 8? Because it's January 8th, 2017.
You follow Mark Hamill, right?
I do.
He's gonna tease something on Pop Culture Quest. Soon.
When?
He didn't really state. He said soon, though. He tweeted that 2 days ago. That's the first thing I think we'll see. I bet you it'll be a just like a little snippet about Luke or something like that.
Well, I imagine it's going to be similar to that one trailer where it's the Falcon flying over the sand. You know what I mean?
I mean, that would be really cool. Here's the problem:
you have that power too.
But then that wasn't in that trailer.
Oh, what trailer was that? That was the second one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh god, that wasn't so good. But if they do that, then they have to reveal the title, and I think they're saving that for Star Wars Celebration. Isn't it crazy that we're like under a year now from when that movie comes out, and that we've seen nothing?
Nothing. Only Star Wars could do that.
And they're just like, you'll see it. Like,
just wait.
We'll give you one trailer, maybe.
I can't wait to hear that title, man. Oh, I can't wait to hear the title. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. All right, last news story.
I gotta run to the potty.
Okay, wait. So there's some drama with Ben Affleck. Would you believe it if I said it, John?
Ben Affleck. Drama?
Drama?
In the same sentence?
In DC's cinematic universe?
Drama in the DC universe. Interesting.
Ben Affleck says if the Batman doesn't come together, he won't do it. So, according to The Guardian, Affleck said that the idea is for him to star and direct the picture, but development has not been ideal. Quote, it's not a set thing and there's no script, end quote, he said.
What are they doing over there?
Quote, if it doesn't come together in a way I think is really great, then I'm not going to do it. End quote. So, he's duped us. I thought that this thing was moving.
I thought they were filming.
I thought the balls were rolling.
Apparently he lies a lot.
So John, resident DC expert, I want to know.
I don't like being the DC expert anymore. That's a sad point.
You're the DC expert.
I know.
Between the two of us.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on where Batman is currently in the DC? Where is the DC cinematic universe?
It's done, dude.
You think so?
It's done.
That's sad to hear. Why do you think it's completely done?
Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck can't agree, which is a sad thing to say. This is all speculation, of course. I don't know them personally.
We wish.
Here's the deal. I actually want to see Ben's Batman movie really bad. I bet you if it's anything like The Town or Gone Baby Gone or Million
Gone
Dollar
Girl.
No, $1 Million Baby. Which one did he direct? Was it Gone Baby Gone?
Gone Girl. Didn't he direct? Oh no, that was David Fincher.
He was in Gone Girl. He didn't direct that though.
Never mind. I don't know.
Was it Gone Baby Gone? I don't remember. Anyway, if it's anything like the movies he's directed, even a little bits of Argo.
Yeah, Argo was great. Argo was great.
I bet you that would have been a really good Batman movie. That would have been like the first Oscar. Well, no, I can't say that because of Nolan. But he wasn't Oscar nominated for directing The Dark Knight, right? Or
Chris Nolan?
Any of the three? I don't think he was for any of the three Batman movies he did. I know. I mean, obviously Heath Ledger won for The Dark Knight, but I don't think any of the directing nods were given to the Batman trilogy.
The Academy Awards The Dark Knight received was Best Supporting Actor, Best Sound Editing, Best Visual Effects, Best Cinematography, Best Makeup, Best Sound Mixing, Best Production Design, and Best Film Editing.
That's what I'm saying.
So nothing for directing.
First Oscar-winning director to direct a superhero movie.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty exciting. Even with Deathstroke as the villain, which we talked about and stuff like that. But here's the problem, is I bet Jeff Johns wants to go very comic booky. Kind of like how these DC movies have been, very comic booky. And Ben's like, I don't think that's a good tone for a Batman movie. And he's like...
He's probably
He's
right.
like, well, Ben, I write comics. And he's like, well, I know Batman.
I direct movies.
And he's like, I direct film. And he's like, well, and I think they're at a standstill.
So here's my thing. And I emoted this to you over text, is that this quote strikes me as strange because every actor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe believe... Are you going to eat Doritos on the podcast
Just
right now?
one chip.
You know, we can hear that crunching all over the radio. Your crunching is being broadcast to over 1,000 people. Oh my God. So here's my thing. No actor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe really disses the MCU because they're all under contract.
Yeah, because Mickey Mouse has a gun to their head if they say anything.
Ho ho! Don't you say anything bad. Ho ho!
Gorge, Mickey.
Gorge.
Are we gonna ice this guy?
And so my worry about this is that this this reads to me like an actor that's not under contract, and that really scares me because if they
is he not under contract as an actor or as a director? Or
I don't
both?
know. I don't know.
He has to be.
If he's under contract,
if he wasn't under contract as an actor, do you think he'd be in
sense.
Justice League? If he wasn't under contract as an actor,
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know because
I think he's got 3 films.
So you think his contract ends after Justice League? That's a stupid decision.
That's 2 films.
Oh,
he's got
what's
one
the third
more.
one?
Batman.
No. BVS, Suicide Squad.
That doesn't count.
It counts. That's an appearance. An appearance counts.
Then yeah, they're screwed.
That's why Logan. Yeah, that's why Wolverine has been the most consecutive played superhero actor, is because even his appearances count as contract. If DC didn't contract Ben Affleck, if DC didn't contract Ben Affleck indefinitely, or
that's
at least
their problem.
They seriously screwed up. Because if Ben Affleck drops out, or God help us all, if this Batman movie ends up being, I don't know. I want concrete evidence. I want concrete news, because this story is just conjecture. I thought that they were well underway with Batman shooting. But this story says completely otherwise. He says there's not even a script. There
was a script,
what
but
are
he
they
didn't.
doing?
I bet you he didn't like the script.
Ugh, this is so frustrating.
I thought he was co-writing it with Jeff Johns, right? That was the last.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
it should be so much easier to make a Batman movie. They're not a happy married
couple, you know. Yeah, this is.
It's got to be easier than this, man. There's got to be an easier way.
So did they postpone it? Because it's supposed to come out in 2018, which means they should have started filming yesterday.
There's been no news about the release date changing, but if I was a betting man, I say we have to wait and see what Justice League is. Or when's the next is it Wonder Woman's next?
He's going to be in Wonder Woman too, guaranteed.
Batman's going to be in Wonder Woman?
I bet.
No.
Yeah.
Watch. No, why?
Watch.
Why?
They want him to be Tony Stark. Tony Stark's in like everything.
That's true. But how are they going to... So it's going to be like the epilogue?
No. Yeah, prologue or epilogue. It's going to be present day. Him and Diana, they're going to be hanging out. You know, they're going to be drinking coffee or something like that. And he's going to be like, there's a man who comes here during the king tide and brings fish for the people. And, you know, shit like that. So, who knows, man?
Dude... Ugh.
Ben Affleck sells.
DC is screwed. DC Cinematic Universe is... I think it's over. I think it's
here's the problem that I have.
It's a laughingstock.
Here's the problem that I have. What if Wonder Woman and Justice League are actually pretty good?
So...
Did you hear about what... Did you get the Entertainment Weekly with Justice League at all, or did you read anything about it?
No, I didn't. Good.
There's a still in there that has Batman, Wonder Woman...
Did you see the Cyborg one?
Not yet. But I want to hear about that. There's a still that has Batman, Wonder Woman, and Flash, and the comment under the photo says, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Flash invade a parademon nest. Do you know what that means, man? A parademon nest?
Wow.
That's lit. You're not even excited. Like, I don't understand why. That's like Geonosis for DC.
That doesn't really mean anything to me.
Oh, dude, that's so cool, man. That's so cool.
Exclusive 4K image from Justice League. This is what I was talking about. This has just been posted on Reddit by user Official Formula S. I don't know where this came from.
That's awesome.
But this is actually a pretty cool photo. See, it's things like this that upset me because it could be so cool,
man.
It looks so cool.
What if Zack Snyder saves us all in November and makes a really good Justice League movie?
God, they all look so cool.
And they're still hiding Superman, which is cool.
Why did they look so good and then the movies are so bad? look at how cool Jason Momoa looks. He's got the trident. Even Ezra Miller sucks. And look at how cool he looks.
Suit. Come on. They got to come together right now over me and fix this Batman movie or postpone it and quit teasing me.
I don't think there's any way they postpone it because what are they going to put in its place? They have
Man of Steel 2. Do it.
There's no way they can turn that around.
You got to do it, man. You shafted Superman in BVS so hard. He's not going to be in all of Justice League.
What are they going to do, though?
Develop his character because he's a completely undeveloped Superman. He went from almost being Christopher Reeves at the end of Man of Steel to being all mopey in the next one. No one stays good in this world, Lois. Sad man.
Lo, no one understands me, Lo.
All right, Lo. I was in North Africa, for 20 minutes.
God, what a movie. That BVS.
We should watch that after this.
You know what we should watch is Suicide Squad Extended.
No. I will actually watch BVS Extended. I will not watch Suicide Squad ever again.
I don't want to watch BVS. There's so many other good things we could watch. Okay.
Like The Feud?
Like The Feud. We haven't watched The Feud in a fat minute. I think that's it. I think that's all the news. So, John, let's talk about 2016.
Let's talk about it.
Should old acquaintance be... How was your New Year's? Was your New Year's good?
My New Year's was really good.
Yeah? Just played it chill?
Yeah, Jenna and I went to Cincinnati Xavier area.
Okay.
Got Thai food.
Cool.
Drove back, rang in the New Year at midnight with my parents and her parents. And Shelby was having a party here, so we came back until midnight. And then we went back to her place and hung out with Austin, actually. Austin James. Shout out to Austin James. Right. Watched the Pink Panther. Underrated.
Steve Martin's The Pink Panther?
I love that movie. Yes.
Have you seen any of the original Pink Panthers? Like
No.
With Jacques, with the original Jacques Cousteau? Those are hilarious.
Inspector Jacques Clouseau.
Highly recommend the original Pink Panthers. They're hilarious. If you like Three Stooges style, like slapstick, sort of witty comedy.
I do.
Really like those old movies.
I like the Pink Panther a lot. It's great.
So here's how this going to go down. Once you're finished, texting on the show. Snapchatting on this. That's fine. We've got this segmented into movies, video games, television, music, comics, moments, in memoriam. And for the first 4 categories or 5, we have it into what we've seen and what we haven't seen. So, what do you say we start with movies?
Let's do it.
All right, here, give me cheers. We're about to dive into 2016.
Unfortunately.
Well, you say unfortunately. Let's start out with that.
I'm just kidding.
Well, no. Let's start out with that. 2016 has been widely regarded these past few weeks as a bad year. Do you agree?
Yes, but I've had a great year. Personally. In terms of pulp. In terms of like pop culture and politics and all this other stuff, it has not been a good year.
No, I agree.
I've had a great year.
Yeah. Personally, I mean, my year has not been
went really well.
Terrible.
Social life went really well.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, nothing catastrophic happened in my life, but on the other hand,
yeah,
I'm not dead.
True.
I'm alive. I've got good friends. But the world around us did see quite a rough year in 2016, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
So while you're thinking of the best movies that you saw in 2016, I'm going to go through GameSpot.com's biggest movie news of 2016, see if any of these ring a bell. In January, the Golden Globe winners and Wonder Woman Terminator were terminated. Tom Cruise was confirmed as the star of The Mummy. Early footage from DC's Wonder Woman was revealed in January. It was glimpsed on the CW. How about that?
I remember that. I watched that special.
Yeah?
Yeah. Dawn of the Justice League with Kevin Smith. It was hilarious because Kevin Smith wanted to cuss the entire time and he didn't. And he was hanging out with Jeff Johns. There's a part in it where they're talking about Aquaman. And Jeff Johns loves Aquaman. He wrote a lot of good Aquaman stories and stuff like that. And they're talking, and Kevin Smith at one point is just like, don't they say, like, the world's made up of 70% of water? And Jeff Johns is like, yeah. And he's like, oh, man, that's so awesome. It's like, wow, this is very G-rated. And then they showed...
Yeah,
I think the only part of the teaser...
Kevin Smith trying to be G-rated is funny.
It's hilarious. They show Wonder Woman pulling the sword out on the horse, I think was the teaser.
I remember that. It was just like the woodland footage or whatever. Yeah. That was before we even knew what the theme song was.
I know, and now we know. And now it's lit.
February, Deadpool came out, and the Oscar winners came out. Spotlight took the Best Picture, and Leo DiCaprio finally won his Best Actor for The Revenant, which, have you seen it yet?
No.
I haven't either.
We made it a full year.
I know.
Almost.
We're terrible. Isn't that awful?
That's amazingly awesome.
But while we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and write Deadpool into our What We've Seen category.
Please put that down.
Because Deadpool was awesome, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Totally didn't expect it to be as good as it was, and it was actually, like, great. Totally a great movie. Loved Ryan Reynolds. So excited for when they bring
Cable.
Yeah, Cable, who is going to be Keira Knightley, obviously. Can't wait for that. It's going to be great.
Deadpool.
In March of 2016, BVS bombed with the critics, but it came out.
Remember when I said I wanted to stick it in you-know-where? It stuck me in you-know-where.
And it also stuck the United States in the global box office and made $873 million worldwide. So it made a bunch of money. It also spawned, which I like here, Sad Affleck, one of 2016's most amusing memes.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I still love that. I thought that was so funny.
I agree.
Also, the first looks at the Ghostbusters reboot and X-Men Apocalypse were revealed in March.
2 classic films.
Okay. April, The Jungle Book reigns supreme and Spider-Man was revealed. Disney's live-action remake of the animated classic Jungle Book was the king of the box office in April. It made a lot of money. And
did you see it?
Yeah, I did see it.
I never got around to it.
I'm
going to be honest. I didn't see anything this year.
Yeah, this year is bad for movies. We'll talk about this. And Jungle Book, not impressed, man. Not impressed at all.
That's what Shelby said, too.
It's... People were talking about, oh, the animals are so cool, the CGI is so good, and maybe I'm just old-fashioned. But when I was listening to these animals talk, I was visualizing Scarlett Johansson. I was visualizing Bill Murray. I was visualizing what's his name? The cool guy from Thor, the big black guy.
Idris Elba. I have another question for you.
Okay.
Idris Elba was in 3 Disney movies this year.
Zootopia, Jungle Book.
Finding Nemo. He was one of the sea lions on the rock.
Oh, that's right. He was.
Is his contract done? Did he knock them all out at one time? Did he go into a recording studio on one day
and just do all 3?
Everything. He did Shere Khan, that sea lion, and Chief Bongo.
Maybe. That's a good point. Maybe.
Also, he didn't announce that Zootopia was released in March. Apparently, GameSpot doesn't care about my favorite movie of the year.
These are big articles. That's your favorite movie of the year?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay. All right. I'm holding back. The big trailer that came out in April was Rogue One. The first trailer for Rogue One came out.
This is rebellion, isn't it? I'll rebel.
Wow. It turned her in like a deep Scotland. In May, Civil War came out, and it made $1.15 billion worldwide. Also, the announcement of who would play young Han Solo came out in May of 2016. June, Independence Day Resurgence came out, and it tanked, and Pacific Rim announced that they were casting
John
Boyega.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah. That's also that was there. And in July's box office was largely dominated by a pair of family movies, Finding Dory and The Secret Life of Pets. The latter exceeded expectations by opening $104.4 million.
They did really well.
Really well, yeah. It went on to earn $874.7 million worldwide, making it the highest-grossing original animated film not produced by Disney or Pixar.
Illumination Studios had 2 really good movies this year then, because they had that, and then Sing just came out recently, which has also done very well.
Have you heard if it's supposed to be good?
My sister and my dad saw it, and they loved it.
Really? Interesting.
Dude, Illumination is sneaky. Minions, a terrible animated movie. You know how much money that made?
Well,
a bunch of money.
Money is different than quality.
It's keeping them afloat with Disney.
Yeah, but I've never seen a Minions. Or I've never seen one of their movies and found it
Did you see Despicable Me?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's fine.
I love Despicable Me.
I don't understand.
I never saw the second one.
I don't understand the pull of those movies. They're fine.
Steve
They're
Carell.
fun. But Steve Carell?
I'm good.
But Steve Carell is way better in The Office. I would rather just watch The Office and see Despicable Me.
Let's watch The Office after that.
The Office is great.
Michael.
Also in July, Star Trek Beyond and Jason Bourne came out. Did you see either of those movies?
No.
I still need to get around to seeing Star Trek because I love Star Trek.
I heard it's great.
I heard it was great too. Anton Yelvik, man. Yelchik.
R.I.P.
Yeah, I'd love to see him in that. August.
Oh.
Suicide. What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
You must be crazy.
The second of the year's big... Suicide Squad was was met with mixed reviews, but big box office. In fact, it made... Let's see. How much do you think Suicide Squad made? Do you remember?
$750 million.
Vamp.
Batman was in this movie. For like less than a minute, and it was totally unnecessary.
700. All right, let's go buy a lottery ticket.
2017 is so great.
Suicide Squad made $745.6 million in the box office total.
So close.
That's hilarious.
That's like the best guess I've ever had on this show ever.
In September, Daniel Craig announced that he would be returning for another Bond movie.
Unfortunately,
I guess. Also, the Ghost in the Shell trailer came out, and Harley Quinn announced that they were making a standalone Harley Quinn movie. Or the studio announced, rather. October, Logan was revealed, and Doctor Strange came out in theaters.
Still haven't seen Doctor Strange.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so bizarre to think that you haven't yet.
Just not
motivated?
Not at all.
Huh. Interesting. November, Fantastic Beasts opened big in the box office, and The Dark Tower was delayed.
To see.
Yeah, it took me a bit to see it.
Did you like it?
Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah.
We talked about it on the show. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Which is, in more ways, a disappointment than none.
Agreed.
And then December, Rogue One came out, and a lot of trailers. So we saw Spider-Man Homecoming, Transformers The Last Night, War for the Planet of the Apes, Fate of the Furious, and Blade Runner 2049.
Hell yeah.
So, all right, let's talk about movies in 2016. We already have Deadpool on the list. What else did we see in 2016 that's notable?
BVS, Civil War.
BVS, how'd that BVS shake out? No?
I'm kind of glad it exists. I wish it was done better, though.
I agree.
Could have been worse.
It has its positives, but overall, I think the negatives outweigh the positives for BVS. Yeah. Do you still feel the same way, where you feel like the positives outweigh the negatives, or do you still are you in my camp? You think the positives outweigh the negatives?
Yeah.
See, it's just, I don't know, different strokes, I guess, but that movie just doesn't. I can tell a good movie by wanting to revisit it. I have had no urge since we watched the extended edition to go back and check out BVS.
Yeah, there are parts that I like to go back and revisit, like the warehouse.
That's a great scene, man. That's a great scene, but I can watch that on YouTube.
I don't know.
Silence is deafening.
I will give that a thumbs up overall, considering the amount of crap.
One thumb up?
One thumb.
What do you settle on the Radiovania patent and 20-point scale?
For the year in review?
No, for BVS.
Oh, for the BVS.
For BVS.
7.5.
7.5?
Yeah.
6.
Oh, man.
It barely...
cut its balls off.
It barely passes. A 6 is a passing grade. 6 out of 10? That's a D.
Yeah, that's
a
why
low
Sad
D.
Affleck. That's why Sad Affleck
Hello,
exists.
darkness, my old friend. Yeah.
I agree.
So, I don't know. So Civil War, though, good.
Yes.
Could have been better.
Could
Spider-Man, I thought so. I thought, as much as I like Zemos, I think he could have had a little bit more development.
It's not about Zemo, though. It's about the Avengers.
Yeah, but...
That's the point of the movie.
Even so, though, you ultimately want to come back to a villain, and I thought that just the plot device of having the heroes fight against each other was not totally satisfying.
I would give Civil War an 8.5.
I give it an 8.
8.5.
8.
Because I think Winter Soldier is a 9.
Winter Soldier was awesome.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier was great. What else came out this year? Let's talk about
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book.
See. What do you give it, though?
6 out of 10. 6.5.
Wow.
It's fun. Like,
not digging the favs?
No.
He's directing Lion King, so hopefully he turns that around.
Oh no, God, leave Lion King alone. Leave it alone.
Oh, I just can't wait to steal your money.
Rogue One.
Oh, you're jumping there already?
Well, why not? I mean, we're just talking about the best movies.
Let's talk about X-Men Apocalypse.
Okay, fine.
7 out of 10. If you take Fassbender out, 4 out of 10.
Jesus. Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence mailing it in the best way possible? Question mark.
Writing subpar.
Oscar Isaac misused.
Yeah, totally
McAvoy misused.
Totally misused.
Quicksilver.
Fine.
Magneto, stellar as usual. Angel, terrible.
Oh
Psylocke,
my.
terrible.
Oh my, Angel.
Beast misused. Mystique
Beast was
overused.
misused.
Jean Grey, strong enough. Cyclops, also strong.
Shout out to Sophie Turner.
Nightcrawler would have been cool if he didn't have the angelic tattoos. I still don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know about that character.
Anything else from that movie? Bryan Singer, it officially drove him to leave the X-Men franchise that he started. So that's kind of depressing, but also relieving at the same time.
I guess.
Making fun of their own movie with the Return of the Jedi joke.
It's going to be so interesting to see where X-Men goes, man. Like, we talked about it earlier, but I just don't have high hopes for X-Men. I think they need to take some time off. I think Logan has the best chance of being the best X-Men movie, and I think they should let that be, you know?
Let it be.
Yeah.
Let it be.
Tell me you're not just stoked for Logan.
I'm so stoked.
It's easily my most anticipated comic book movie.
If Episode 8 had a trailer, that would be the most stoked I would be at this point, but it doesn't. So Logan is like...
So Logan, yeah. And I told you, I've been going to the AMC on the Newport on the levee.
Dank trailers and dank posters.
They have this giant
cutouts.
cutout Logan poster that just makes me want to squeal with girlish excitement every time I see it.
Dude, I'm going to cry
so excited
the whole time.
When does it come out? March?
March 3rd.
Oh.
We're going. March 2nd.
Give me some.
At 7. As early as possible.
Oh, we got to come back and just do a Radiovania show and just gush the whole time.
Because on Thursdays, I get out of class at 11 a.m. So we can go see the earliest time.
Whew. Lord have mercy.
All right.
What else? We talk about X-Men. Let's just skip.
Finding Dory.
Finding Dory. There's a good one. I was actually really disappointed with Finding Dory.
I thought it was fine. I wasn't wowed by it.
Yeah.
Not the best Pixar movie I've seen. It's probably in the bottom tier.
Yeah, definitely. It's up there with like Monsters Inc.
I could see
Monsters
why
Incorporated. Monsters University.
I could see why it made money. I could see why kids wanted to go see it. It's still a very... Here's the thing. The Under the Sea Nemo universe is very aesthetically and visually appealing. They do an amazing job animating those movies.
Yeah.
The story itself, not nearly as good as Finding Nemo. Not
no way.
Fathoms. Boom. See joke. But still.
That was really good.
Yeah, thanks.
I had such a huge problem with the amount of time
I didn't
that
have an
spent.
expectation for it, but I wasn't disappointed, but I wasn't impressed. That's where I'll leave it.
My expectation was really high.
7.5 out of 10.
I don't know. I'd agree with you somewhere around there. I mean, it was funny and there's good humor and the writing is still good. The voice acting and his performances are still great.
I couldn't get into following Dory as the main character.
No.
And it's not anything against Ellen DeGeneres or that character. There was just something about Finding Nemo and the connection between the parent and his child with Nemo and Marlin that is just, it's still so much more powerful.
Finding Nemo is just such a better story. Like, there's a reason why Nemo is gone. There's a reason why it's the journey. It's the journey story.
Yeah.
But with Finding Dory, it's all muddled. Like, the story's just muddled. And then when it starts getting to the end where it's like they're driving the truck and it's all...
I don't like that part.
It's...
You know what I did like, though?
So weird. Not... Yeah, what?
The best part of that movie made me very, very tug at the heartstrings.
Sigourney Weaver?
Well, besides that, because that was great.
Yeah, that was
great.
was
funny. This is spoilers for Finding Dory if you haven't seen it.
We're spoiling everything.
When she finds the all the different shell trails that her parents
that was
have
really
laid
good.
out for years, that was so cute.
Yeah, that was really sad.
It was so good.
Yeah, very good.
That was the best part, though.
But even that didn't hold a candle to the most emotional thing in Finding Nemo, I think, which is like when all the animals are telling the story of how Marlin is like trying to find his son or whatever.
Oh yeah, cool.
Dude, that makes me like tear up just thinking about it.
Finding Nemo is a perfect.
Finding
movie.
Nemo is a masterpiece.
That is a perfect movie.
A masterpiece, and Finding Dory is not.
Is there Is there a Pixar movie that's better than Nemo?
Incredibles.
Ooh.
Toy Story. Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 2.
No.
See, I think 2 is the best.
You think so?
Yeah, we'll talk about this another time.
No way.
We'll have a Toy Story cast next. Toy Story cast. I'm announcing it here. That's next.
That's crazy, man.
No, it's not.
Toy Story 2 is not the best of those.
Yeah, it is.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The best thing about that is When She Loved Me.
Yeah, it's great.
This is so great.
Toy Story 2 expands upon the universe of Toy Story 1 without making you so upset about the ending of Toy Story 3. But that's another story for another time.
Rogue One. Let's talk about it real quick.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
We belabored this subject, but Rogue One.
9 out of 10.
I just plucked a mustache hair out with the top of my beer can.
Wow.
I'm still going to settle around the 8s. I'd say an 8 is probably a good score. Solid B.
I give it a 9. After my second viewing, a lot of the things that I had problems with the first time, I think were due to the fact that we saw it at 11 and I was tired. And
we were excited.
And it was a slow start.
Yeah.
A lot of great detail interwoven into this movie. A lot of good universe building. A lot of great fan service, which I know you have a problem with. I don't.
I don't have a problem with some of the fan service, just the overdone things. So Tarkin, Leia, C-3PO, R2.
I don't have as much of a problem with Tarkin anymore. Or Leia, for that matter.
So you got over the CGI?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not as bad as other CGI, dude.
I know it's not as bad, but it's still...
It's evident.
It's just unrealistic, and it draws me out of the movie.
I was drawn more into Mads Mikkelsen's character the second viewing, into Krennic as well. I'm a big fan of Baze Malbus and Chirrut. I think those two are a really cool
Chirrut Imwe.
Little Batman and Robin thing they got going on. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
K2SO sells toys and is also a great character. I love my boy Alan Tudyk. Darth Vader. Cameos of Gold Leader and Red Leader. You know, I liked it a lot. So I would bump I think my original was 8.5. I'm bumping up to a 9.
Zootopia.
Favorite movie of 2016.
Really?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
I don't agree with the 10 out of 10, but it was a great movie.
Love it.
So why do you love it so much?
It's just so funny, and it's just so... I don't even know how to describe it. It's just fun. It's just fun to watch. Some of the jokes still play really well. Jason Bateman, I think, is amazing. You got Idris Elba in supporting roles. J.K. Simmons is
Simmons
in a supporting role.
Shout out to J.K. Simmons.
I thought the way that they wrote it is really clever with having the different types of the predator and the prey interact with each other and making a purely mammal society.
Yeah.
The different districts and stuff like that. It's just a clever Disney movie that's not a Pixar movie that we haven't seen in a while. Because I love Frozen. It's great. But I think this one has better writing than Frozen because this one's not musically based.
It's also not based around like an older story, like an archetypal sort of story.
Yeah,
Zootopia.
And I love cop movies, and this is a cop movie.
But you like the buddy cop thing, and so
love it.
I don't know. It was great.
I've seen that movie more than any movie I've seen that's come out in 2016.
Yeah, maybe it's just because I've only seen it the one time.
Yeah, I've seen it like 7 times or something like that. And I've only seen, I think the follow-up to that from 2016 is BVS, which I've seen 3 times. So, 2016, I just haven't watched a lot of movies. I've been watching the movies from last year.
I want to give 2 shout-outs to Hail Caesar, which was really funny, entertaining.
I did not see.
I'm a huge sucker for Hollywood focused pictures, which we'll also get into in a bit. And then everybody
for you to get into that. Man.
Everybody wants some, which you still haven't seen, correct?
I have not.
We got to watch it soon. One of the best sports movies, if not the best sports movie I've seen since Caddyshack, Great characters. It's done by the guy that does Dazed and Confused. It's just all around just a really happy-go-lucky, like... yeah, did you see The Nice Guys?
I still really want to.
Still haven't. Yeah, I'd like to as well. Also want to give a shout-out to 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was...
A little date we had.
Yeah, it was a great mandate. That was a great
Scary
movie.
as hell, dude.
I was mortified
John
the entire
Goodman
time. Yeah.
terrified me. I don't know if I'll ever be able to watch Monsters, Inc. the same way again.
Do you think he's going to get an Oscar nod for his performance? I think he could totally get Best Supporting.
What other supporting people are we going to throw out in his place? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know.
Are there standout movies this year?
There's a lot of standout movies.
I could see him getting nominated for that.
There's a lot of Oscar bait movies. Like, my parents just went to go see Manchester by the Sea.
Didn't that Scorsese movie just come out about the priests?
It comes out soon, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Oh, so it didn't come out last year?
No, it comes out soon.
All right, so that's not going to take any of the cake.
Silence comes out.
Oh,
it's already out.
That's what I thought. It
came out December 23rd.
Boom. There you go.
But that's still in consideration for... No, it still is.
For this year?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to take some of it.
Oh, definitely. You got that Andrew Garfield.
I have a prediction that La La Land's going to take most, if not all.
We will talk about that.
Golden Globes are tonight. Have they not already won everything? It's midnight. So.
Let's talk about that right now. Golden Globes.
Check out the Globes.
So vamp for a second for me.
Batman is not nominated for any of the Golden Globes because BVS was not a successful
BVS.
Or it was successful, but it wasn't successful in my eyes.
Okay. Best Motion Picture and Drama. The winner was Moonlight.
Really?
Which I haven't seen. It was up against Hell or High Water, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, and Hacksaw Ridge.
Andrew Garfield.
Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy, La La Land was the winner. It was up against Deadpool.
So that's one.
Isabel Huppert as Elle won for Best Actress in a Motion Picture. She's up against some serious competition.
I really want to see Arrival. Also, that's a great picture of Jessica Chastain.
That is a great...
Which is weird because I'm not usually like a Jessica Chastain fan.
Casey Affleck won Best Performance by an Actor for Manchester by the Sea.
I heard that's a fantastic movie. We should check that out if we ever have time, but we won't.
Emma Stone won Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy for La La Land.
That's 2.
Ryan Gosling won Best
3.
Performance in an Actor for La La Land. Viola Davis
for Suicide Squad. No, I'm just kidding.
Not for Suicide, for Fences.
I actually want to see that.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
No way.
Best Performance by an Actor in a Supporting Role for Nocturnal Animals, which I've not heard of ever.
Wait, who else was up for that? Jeff Bridges was in a movie this year? What?
Yeah. Look at how weird he looks without a beard. Isn't that weird?
I don't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Best Director for Motion Picture, Damien Chazelle won for La La Land.
4.
Best Screenplay, Damien Chazelle, La La Land.
5.
Best Motion Picture, Animated, Zootopia. Best Motion Picture, Foreign Language was Elle. Best Original Score, Justin Hurwitz for La La Land.
6.
Best Original Song, City of Stars for La La Land.
7.
Best Television Series, Drama, The Crown.
Wait a second.
Get out of town.
Game of Thrones didn't win?
Get out of town.
Stranger Things didn't win?
Get out of town.
All right.
Best Television Series was Atlanta.
Dude, we need to watch that.
I know, I've heard it's great.
I've heard it's amazing.
I've heard it's great.
We gotta watch that before Childish Landino.
People v. O.J. Simpson won Best Limited Series for Television.
Which we've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, it's great. I've heard it's fantastic. See if I recognize anybody. Tom Hiddleston won something.
Little Swift.
Billy Bob Thornton won something. Donald Glover won Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series for Atlanta. Hugh Laurie won for The Night Manager, Best Actor in Supporting Role in a Series. And Cecil B. DeMille Award. Cecil B. DeMille for Meryl Streep.
I think they made that up so that Meryl Streep can keep winning something. So everything that La La Land was nominated for won. So that's 7 Golden Globes. They gotta match that at the Oscars, don't you think?
So let's talk about
how good is it, Zach? Because I need to see it still.
La La Land is the best movie of the year, but La La Land might be the best movie I've seen since Grand Budapest Hotel.
I'm probably gonna go check out La La Land this week if I have time.
If you have time to go, let me know when you're going because I will go with you. La La Land is magical, and that's the best way I can describe it. Is the whole way through I had a smile on my face, even when it when times are tough for the characters, and even when not happy things happen, I still had this sense of wonder. And everything in La La Land stands out. The score is great. The actors are great. The directing is fantastic. The way that the scenes are shot is fantastic. There's some moments in the movie where there's extended periods of no talking. It's just music and like movement and dancing and camera work, and it's still enthralling. And it really just puts to shame some of the movies that I saw in 2016, like Suicide Squad, BVS, Civil War. These are all like popcorn flicks that we had great fun seeing and discussing, but La La Land is a spectacle, and it deserves to win everything that it's nominated for. And I'm not saying it's like just hype behind the movie. I really do think La La Land is something special, and it evoked so many memories of Singing in the Rain to me, and these old classic Broadway musicals and Hollywood like shows. There's one performance in particular in La La Land called A Lovely Night, I believe is what the song is called, and it's Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling doing a duet, and it is so evocative of You Were Meant for Me from when Gene Kelly and Carrie Fisher's mother, Debbie Reynolds, are singing to each other in the Hollywood stage set, and the cameras are on and the lights are dimmed and the fans are blowing, and I was so nostalgic in that movie. La La Land is the best movie of the year, and there's no I can't find an argument for it.
Followed by Zootopia.
Sure.
Right on.
I really do think that La La Land is for everyone. I had a few people come into the restaurant that I was serving, and I was like, so what are you guys up to tonight? Are you guys going to do anything special? I think it was like around New Year's. And they said, we're going to pull the total girl move and see La La Land. And I was like, hold up a second. I saw it. I think it's amazing. And we had a discussion about it, and I really do think this is a movie for everyone. Now, there's a little bit of profanity.
What's it rated?
It's PG-13.
Okay.
They do say there's an F-bomb in the movie.
Just one, though.
Just one.
Yeah, you're allowed that.
You're allowed 2 non-sexual
Really?
F-bombs. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
2 non-sexual F-bombs for a PG-13
One
movie.
sexual F-bomb?
I don't think any sexual F-bombs.
Then how did X-Men First Class work?
What did they say?
Go F yourself. Doesn't that count as a sexual F-bomb? Hey.
I don't know. I'm rusty.
Okay.
All I can say is that, without a doubt for me, La La Land is the best movie of 2016. You still stick with Zootopia?
Well, I haven't seen La La Land.
For what you've seen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rogue One it's really entertaining, and I love Star Wars. Zootopia is the movie I've seen the most on. That's the standout for me this year, which is sad because it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. All props to Disney Animation. There's a lot of other movies that came out this year. I didn't get around to see nearly as many as I would like to, but overall, I don't think it's been that much overwhelming.
No, I think
so. La La Land, I'm looking forward to seeing. I guarantee that'll probably be my favorite movie once I see it, but I still have to see it.
Well, I don't want to set. Another thing is, I don't want to set too high of expectations.
I mean, I like the trailer better than I like Zootopia. But
that trailer, man, it just makes me cry. And today in the car, I was on my way to work, and I was listening to The Ones Who Dream, like The Fools Who Dream, and just like the title track from the movie. And in the car, I just found myself kind of like getting a little weepy-eyed just because, God, it's such a good movie, and it appeals to every sense. Like, it appeals to the romantic in me. It appeals to the fun-loving, carefree side of me. It appeals to the serious nature that I have. It appeals to literally every sense. I can't recommend this movie enough. It is so good.
Who's hotter in the movie, Emma Stone or Ryan Gosling?
It's a tough call. J.K. Simmons is what I'm going to go with.
Is he in the movie?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's in both. So the guy that directed this also did Whiplash.
Oh, my God.
He's in Whiplash as one of the leads. He's in this movie, too. Yeah. All right.
Wow. Okay, I got to go see it.
Yeah.
J.K.
Yeah, bless up J.K. Simmons.
Burger. Well, we just spent a lot of time talking about the movie.
Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 15. Still not done.
Let's keep going.
Cheers. Oh, you need another beer.
I'll get one in a little bit.
How about now?
I'm not going to be able to talk.
He's joking. He's dying.
I'm going to beat you like a Cherokee drum.
Whose line was that, John?
Dwayne Johnson's.
From what movie?
Fate of the Furious, the next great American film.
Okay. The next great American film. So excited about that one. Is that going to sweep the Oscars in 2018?
Not even one.
Doubt it. Maybe best visual effects, but even then I doubt it.
Not even that.
Jurassic World 2 and Star Wars are going to get that. Is that good? So we've been drinking Mad Tree Psychopathy, but now John just got us some North High Brewing Company Milk Stout.
Dude, it's pretty good.
Yeah? I'm excited. I got a little bit left in this Mad Tree to go.
It's like root beer.
Okay. Video games.
Uncharted 4. Drop the mic. We're done.
2016 has actually been a great year for video games, in my humble opinion. There's been a lot of great games that came out this year.
Yeah, you're actually playing different ones. I've only played 3.
You played a few.
I played 3. Actually, wait, 2016? The whole year?
The whole year.
Oh, dude, I got loads to talk about.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that came out this year.
No, there's a lot of stuff that I played for the first time that happened this year.
So the biggest games in January, The Witness came out. GameSpot gave it a 9. A lot of other places gave it 10s. It's a great puzzle game. I still haven't gotten around to it, but I'd like to. Rise of the Tomb Raider came out, which I'm buying soon because I've had enough of people.
That.
I know. I'll lend it to you. I've had enough people telling me that it's a great game, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
February, no Assassin's Creed came out because they're taking a year off.
Because of the movie.
Yeah, well, yes.
Makes
also,
sense.
the biggest games were Far Cry Primal, which came out, XCOM 2, Street Fighter 5, and Firewatch, which I'm still waiting to play with my girlfriend. Let's see. The Division came out, Pokken Tournament, Hitman. Let's see. Ratchet and Clank came out in April.
Go ahead, get to that E3.
May. Uncharted 4.
Oh, yes.
Overwatch. And Doom all came out in the same month, which was a crazy month.
Can we talk about Uncharted 4?
Yeah, so let's talk about the first...
We had most of a show about this already, but it's been half a year since we talked about it.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
This game is so good.
I still say it's my game of the year.
Yeah, it's game of the year for sure. It's still my 4th favorite game, if not higher than that, from when we did the top 10 and the After Dark.
Yeah. Uncharted 4 is such a special game, and if you haven't gotten around to it, good lord, what are you doing with your life?
Here's the thing that I can say about it, though. This game will not nearly mean half as much unless you played the other games beforehand.
I totally agree.
I cannot stress enough how thankful I am that I played the other 3 on the PS4 remastered leading up to the 4th one when it came out, because all of the little things that happen in the 4th one mean that much more with those characters. And that's what Naughty Dog does a good job of, which we talked about time and time again, is building those characters and establishing those relationships. And Uncharted 4 capitalizes on that and does the best job of it. Not only is that, it's also the best looking game I've seen in like forever.
This evening I was at work at the restaurant, and my friend came up to me, who is another server, and he was like, hey, I was thinking about buying another PS4 game this weekend. What should I get? What's your recommendations? Do you know video games? And I was like, well, have you played the Uncharted games? And he was like, no, I haven't. And he was like, could I start with 4?
No.
And I said, absolutely no. No. If you want any emotional resonance with these characters, starting with 4 is literally the worst place you can start with that franchise. Because
Did I tell you what I did last week?
What's that?
Platinum Uncharted 1.
Oh, really?
Or I have 1 trophy to Platinum, and I have to beat it on Crushing, but I have every other trophy.
Congratulations.
I'm going back through. I'm doing the other 3.
That's awesome.
I bought the collection. It was on sale for like $17, so...
Nice. That's awesome.
You go back and you play the first one.
Oh, it's
and
like
then
a world. It's a world of difference.
Well, yeah, but then it makes me think of the 4th one, and it makes me really happy, sad.
Yeah.
So,
I earned a couple platinum.
I agree with you.
My last platinum 2 days ago, I got the platinum. The free game of the month for PSN is Day of the Tentacle.
Yeah,
it's an old fashioned LucasArts point and click adventure game. I highly recommend it. I think it's totally hilarious. Like if you ever played Freddy the Fish or Pajama Sam.
I don't have PS Plus right now, though.
Oh, yeah?
I've been missing out on all those.
It's good.
How many platinums do you have now?
10. Day of the Tentacle was my 10th platinum, and I just hit level 15 on PSN. Thank you. I'm level 15, 10 platinums. Yeah, thank you very much.
I think I have 3 platinums. 2 Lego games.
But you have Batman Arkham Knight, which is like one of the hardest
one Lego
platinums
game,
ever.
Arkham Knight, and then Uncharted 4, and then I'll soon have The Last of Us, and then Uncharted 1, and I'm working on Uncharted 2 right now.
That's good. That's good. That's a solid list. Like, a couple of my platinums are bullshit. Like, I have 2 platinums for My Name is Mayo, which takes an hour to platinum, and it's 99 cents on the app, on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
I also have Lego The Hobbit, which took 40 hours, but that's a Lego game, so the platinums I'm most proud of are Infamous, Second Son, Uncharted 4. Day of the Tentacle was actually really tricky to
when
get
I
through,
get The Last of Us, look out for that Radiovania tweet. It's going to be beautiful. I already know what I'm
so excited.
I already know what I'm going to do. You want to know what the hardest trophy is? And it's not that hard, but it's just annoying. On
The Last of Us?
Uncharted.
No,
The first one, in Drake's Fortune. 50 stealth kills.
Oh, Lord.
You have to go up to this one guy. There's only one thing that you can farm and hit him 50 times in the back of the neck. There's only so many times I can just go... The hardest trophy in The Last of Us for me was the... one training manual out of 13. It's in the winter chapter when you take control of Joel. And unless you have a shiv at the end of the fall chapter, when you fall on the rebar, you can't get that training manual.
Ooh.
So when you play on Survivor and you never get shivs ever because they screw you for the entire game, you're fresh out of luck. So I had to go back and play it on easy and extra time just to get to that part.
See, I have a huge amount of respect for you because I'll never, ever get The Last of Us Platinum. I've just decided because it's too much work for me, and I played that game. I've only played that game through all the way once.
Dude.
I know. I know.
When you're done, I have something to say.
I had my experience, and I tried to play it through on the remaster when it came to PS4, but I realized I needed more time between me and that game because it was still fresh in my mind. I want to go back in maybe a year or two when it's really out of my mind, and then I relive it because...
That's crazy. I'd play it every month until I die.
That's... All right.
I played it for the first time in January of this past year in 2016, and I've played it 5 times since then.
Oh my God.
All the way through.
You're a monster. You're a machine.
It is, without a doubt, my second favorite property behind Star Wars.
Oh, wow. What about Indy?
I know.
That's crazy. I love you. I mean, I'm happy for you. If anything was to be your favorite property, I'm glad it's like a PlayStation headstone.
I'm not even kidding. Like it's taken over my entire soul. It's been Star Wars since day one, since I was 3 years old. But The Last of Us is now my second favorite fictional property. Those characters, that story, that world, it's so enthralling, and I've only experienced the first game with a little bit of the DLC from the first game. And I'm so excited that they're making a second one.
Part 2.
After that, we'll dive into that another time of Lord of the Rings and Indiana Jones and all those things. But like The Last of Us, there are very few fictional properties that have emotional ties to me, and of all of them, it's those two. I mean, it's insane how much of a hold it had on me this year. Naughty Dog as a whole had a hold on me this year. I played all 4 of the Uncharted games this year, platinum the 4th one, and then I've played The Last of Us 5 times. You want to know how many Naughty Dog games I've played through if you count playthroughs?
A lot.
13 Naughty Dog games.
That's pretty funny.
And then BioShock and BioShock 2.
Oh, have you started Infinite yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
I started Uncharted again.
Oh, my. I can't wait for you to start Infinite, man.
I'll play it when I get back to school.
Best game.
Yeah.
One of the best games ever. My top 5, for sure. I need to reevaluate my list. So June 2016 was E3.
Which was awesome.
Sony's year of
Check
dreams.
out our E3.
Oh, yeah. Sony's
coverage.
press conference was the best thing ever.
It was so fire, it's not even funny.
God of War, Crash Bandicoot Remastered, Death Stranding, Spider-Man,
Battlefront VR, Batman
VR. What else was there? There was Horizon, The Last Guardian. There was Days Gone, Sony Ben's new game.
Days Gone.
I'm excited for it. The Uncharted game that I know you haven't played is Golden Abyss on Vita, and it's actually a good game. I'd say it's better than the original.
Okay, so that's like what, the fourth best Uncharted game?
It's better than the original, but not as good as Uncharted 2.
Or 3. Or 4.
No, to me they get better. Uncharted 1's the worst, then 2, then 3, then 4.
See, you go by gameplay, I go by story. That's the difference.
I still think story-wise it's better.
No, that's the difference between you and I.
What do you think is better?
2 is better than 3.
No, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Totally is. 3 is amazing.
Young Drake. Young Sully.
I love that chapter, but I think that I think Shambhala is cooler than...
Sure, the set pieces are cooler, but like the character development and writing is way better in 3.
I don't know.
Have you played it recently?
I'm going to when I platinum it.
When you play it, you platinum it, you'll realize it's the best.
I'm in 2 right now, and I forgot
good.
how I found out. Dude, 2 is so much fun.
Tenzin, dog.
It's so Tenzin, Chloe.
Tenzin's the
Flynn,
homie.
Elena.
Tenzin's the best.
You go to Nepal. You got those monkey things walking around in Nepal that you fight later. I mean, come on. 2. Lazarevich, way better.
No, Lazarevich sucks.
Oh, he's way better than the guys in 3.
No.
The boss battle in 3 was not hard. That's the problem.
But it makes sense. Yeah, it's a fist-to-fist. It's a fisticuffs fight. Like, it's cool. The Lazarevich boss battle was so video gamey. Like, it took me out of the experience.
It's a video game.
I know, but Uncharted is a movie.
You know what the best boss battle is, though?
The sword fight.
Oh, yeah, dude. You already know.
Okay.
It's so good.
So
guard, dickwad.
What else did you play in 2016? Did you play...
We talked about BioShock.
Yeah.
So we talked about BioShock 2, which I like more than BioShock 1.
Which is still...
to everyone's chagrin, but I really enjoyed 2, like, a lot.
Now, when I went back, you lent me the BioShock disc.
Which has 1 and 2 on it.
And I played through both of them, and Minerva's Den. And I've in retrospect, I like BioShock 2 way more than I did when I first played it. I think the story is very good. I think the gameplay is way better than BioShock 1.
That's why I like 2 better. And I'm not usually a gameplay guy, but the reason why I like 2 better than the first one is because I didn't die as much.
Yeah,
it feels like I was better at it.
It feels way better to play.
Yeah.
It's way more balanced. The arenas are a little bit more spread out and open, and it gives you... There's more places to evade and more reasons to use plasmids.
My favorite part of 2 was the Andrew Ryan Museum.
Yeah.
Was the standout part for me. After that, and that's only like a third into the game, I was like... I like this one a lot.
I like the big sister, the little sister reveal. I like when you become the little sister and you see like the world from their viewpoint. I think that's a really genius sort of gameplay mechanic because that's something we didn't really get to explore.
How did you end 2?
I saved everyone.
You saved everybody?
Yeah, I don't harvest ever.
Yeah, I did too.
I
Did you kill everybody though? All the optional
No,
people?
I saved all of them because you get a trophy.
You let all of them live?
Yeah.
Oh, I killed everybody.
That's funny.
No, they all suck.
They all do suck, but you get a trophy for saving them.
Was it a secret trophy?
I think it's just a regular ass trophy.
I didn't see it. Otherwise, I would have. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would have killed him.
Still would have killed him?
I brained them all with a crossbow.
Oh,
man.
yeah?
They all... Okay,
they all suck, but I mean, it's like...
Sophia Lamb is actually the only one that I would have wanted to kill, but I had a... After I killed the first one on accident, I had a streak going, so I just had to keep doing it.
Lamb is fine.
Sophia Lamb.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of Tenenbaum. I get those characters mixed up all the time.
is not
Tenenbaum is
barely
the cool
in the game. It's the first lady. What's her name?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I call her Ella Fitzgerald because that's what she looked like, but that's not who it actually is. The second guy is a dickwad though, and he deserved to die too.
But yeah, I also went back and I borrowed the other half of your BioShock and played Infinite and realized just how good Infinite is. I think if I had to say right off the cuff my favorite video game of all time, it's BioShock Infinite.
It's better than The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the thing is that it's different strokes.
Okay.
BioShock Infinite is like... It's like the Twilight Zone meets... I don't know. It's like the Twilight Zone meets the original BioShock. I don't really have any way to explain it other than it's BioShock with a more human story. And I love The Last of Us, and I love all these highly produced, great Naughty Dog video games, but BioShock hits me as a franchise because I love the way that those worlds are built, and I love the gameplay. I love the plasmids or the vigors. I love the ambience and the different side characters and the areas you are and the memorable places, and it's just great. I can't wait for you to play Infinite, and you should soon, so we can discuss it.
When I platinum 2.
Okay.
Then I will platinum The Last of Us, and then I will play Infinite.
So other video games, we're running long on this one, but for video games for me for 2016, I also wanted to talk about some of the best video games I played this year. I want to touch on Inside. Now, I love you, John Parker. I love you to death.
Okay.
I'm going to give you, tomorrow morning or whenever we leave, I'm going to give you, I think it's $15. I'm going to give you $15. I'm going to Venmo you $15 because if it wasn't for Uncharted 4, the best game I played this year was Inside.
Okay.
From the developer Playdead. They also did the game Limbo, which is free on PSN a while back. They're known for doing these sort of side-scrollers, sort of artsy type games. Basically, Inside is an episode of The Twilight Zone, but it is one of the most harrowing and gruesome and interesting things I've ever played. You can finish it in about 3.5 to 4 hours. It's like a side-scrolling puzzle platformer game. I can't say anything more than that, but it is one of the coolest, most interesting video games I've ever played. And I want to talk to you about it because I haven't had an experience like this since Lost.
Oh.
Where the game ends and I'm like, I need to discuss this with somebody right now or else I'm going to have a heart attack.
We should watch Lost tonight. Scratch The Office. Let's watch an episode of Lost.
What about The Feud?
We can watch that too.
But, so I've been playing it with my girlfriend, and she's been slowly making her way through it, and she's been really good at it, and she's getting the hang of the platforming and everything like that, but it's like, it's so good. I think if Uncharted or these big AAA games aren't your thing, great. But Inside, I know, but some people aren't. Some people don't.
You're right.
I've actually started getting into Overwatch. I bought Overwatch, and I played it for the holiday bundle, like the holiday thing, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
Right, dude.
It's a great time waster. I also want to give a shout out to...
Did you play Sun and Moon?
No, didn't.
Screw that game.
Not really. No interest really at all.
What was the final rating for that? Did you ever check an IGN score?
It's high 8s, I'd say. High 8s or 9s. He's dipping his hand back into the Doritos bag, everybody.
Look at the Dorito family.
The Dorito. Overcooked, by all accounts, is great. I love
that's good too.
Yeah, great couch co-op game. I think we should play that drunk sometimes. Battlefield was fantastic. I've never had a sip of
alcohol in my life.
Yeah? Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Maybe when John turns 21. Or when you turn 30. Whenever you have your wedding, that's when you'll... 40, okay.
Yeah. That's when I'll have kids too.
Okay. Battlefield was really great. I've heard nothing but great things about Titanfall 2. I'm excited to jump into that.
See, I'm still not jazzed about Titanfall 2.
Yeah?
I'm not an FPS guy.
I've heard the story is just fantastic. Like,
the only FPS I've liked in the new generation has been Battlefront, but that's just because it's Star Wars.
That's also not an FPS. I call that a third-person shooter, more so than anything.
Battlefront?
I play it in third person.
You play it in third. Everyone else plays it in first.
No,
douche.
You're better if you play it in third person.
I know. I switched to it, and I'm so much better.
You're more accurate.
But I bet you a lot of people play it.
But I would not call that the best FPS of 2016.
I wouldn't either. I'm saying that's the one that I'm the best at.
Okay. Also, Fallout 4 came out in 2016, which is a fantastic game if you're into RPGs. Really? Yeah. If you're into heavy RPGs, that game could satisfy basically everything you ever want. All right. Let's talk about TV. What was the best show you saw in 2016, John?
Stranger Things.
I think I'd have to agree with you. It's a tie between that and Mr. Robot for me. Mr. Robot, just such a great show. More people need to watch it because, again, like Lost, like Inside, it's a show that I want to discuss with people because that's half the fun is like, and that's the problem is that like nobody I know or nobody I care about in my life watches Mr. Robot. So after every episode, I would just go to Reddit and like discuss it with the people on the forums. But that sucks. Like I want to talk about people I love it with.
Honestly, to be frank with you, I'm really behind on television.
Yeah. Well, you watch.
I'm 5 episodes behind on Westworld.
You haven't even watched the. Wow.
I haven't even watched the beginning of season 3 of Flash, which is one of my favorite shows. I watched Game of Thrones this year. Season 6 of Game of Thrones is pretty cool.
Yeah, season 6 of Game of Thrones is the best season of Game of Thrones, in my opinion.
I like 1 the best.
Boring.
Okay.
Man, the look he just gave me. It's like, that was like
Sean
horrifying.
Bean is rolling in his future grave.
Sean Bean is awesome, but it's still boring. I think so. I mean, there was like some intrigue or whatever, but it's mostly just like character development. Season 6 was like a lot of payoff for these characters. Payoff for Ramsay, payoff for Jon, payoff for Daenerys, payoff for...
That you have to deal with 4 seasons of BS for.
Exactly. That's why I hate Game of Thrones sucks. Game of Thrones sucks. But I'm on the train until it...
When are we doing our After Dark Lord of the Rings v Game of Thrones?
Who is gonna... So
you and me versus Michael and Kyle Kempf.
That's gonna be... I think we should totally do it, but it's just gonna be it's gonna be like a yellow-thon. Back and forth. It's just gonna be us like screaming. I think it
could be civil like Star Wars and so? Lord of the Rings was.
Well, that's because it was you, me, and John Larson. Who shout out to John Larson. We're all pretty civilized. Michael's
civilized. He's civilized.
Shout out to @HardAsMike on
and then
Twitter.
Kyle is so civilized.
Kyle is civilized.
It's you and me that I would be worried about more than anything.
Lord of the Rings!
Aragorn! The Uruk-hai!
There's no argument in my head.
There's not in mine either. But
Tolkien is the timeless fantasy. Game of Thrones, totally expendable.
Game of Thrones is more of a drama than a fantasy. But it lives in a fantasy world. Here's the problem, though. It's hooked. It's hooked so many people.
It has.
And you know you're on board until the end.
Maybe.
There's no way you're telling me that you wouldn't watch season 7.
Me, yes. Other people, It's like Walking Dead. A lot of people dropped out of Walking Dead this year because they were just like not motivated. Yeah. I think Game of Thrones can suffer the same thing. I think it's smart that they're saying,
that's kind of what Westworld
we're doing 2 more
for
seasons.
Me. Like I really like Westworld, and I think it's really cool. But once I came home for Christmas break, I just wasn't motivated to do that over anything else. Whereas, like, if I missed the episode of Game of Thrones this summer, I would have felt out of place.
Yeah. Well, that was also because we had, like, big events for every episode. We all got together and watched it.
Good point.
Westworld, however, no spoilers, so don't worry. Started out great. Ended not very great.
Oh, that's bummer.
I'm not saying the ending was bad. I just expected more. So I'm interested to see where season 2 goes with it, but the first 5 or 6 episodes, I was like, this is great. This is the next great TV drama. This is better than Game of Thrones. And
that's what I was saying, too.
And then they fell into the pit traps of Game of Thrones, in my opinion, where they were like, we have to flesh out this character and this character. And about this character? Yeah, this character that no one cared about. Wait, we have to flesh out his backstory. And wait, what are these people doing over here? Wait, how about this? And it's just like, there was a good storyline, the main arc of Westworld, and they just decided to completely deviate from it, and it irritated me so much. But I'd be interested to see what you think when you finish it.
Yeah. Stranger Things, though.
Stranger Things, best show of the year.
10 out of 10.
Oh, my God, 10 out of 10.
Winona
Ryder. Nancy Ryder. I know you're a big fan of that.
Wait, how old is she?
I don't know. Let's look. IMDb.
I'm about to feel really bad.
No, she's... Well, Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Vamp.
Batman.
Don't say Batman. Well, that's fine. Say Batman. Cast. Let's go to cast. What was her name? Nancy Wheeler? Natalia Dyer is... Her age isn't listed on IMDb.
Check Wikipedia.
Okay, hold on.
Calculate it. God, come on. You leave me hanging here.
I'm trying. You gotta talk. David. She's 19.
Oh, thank God.
She was born January 13, 1997. Isn't that crazy? We're older than her, and she's way more successful than we'll
We're
ever
older than
be.
Sophie Turner too.
I know, it's crazy.
She's also a dime. David Harbour.
Oh, David Harbour.
My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite character on the show.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. I'm so glad he's coming back for the next season.
Also, Millie Bobby Brown, standout performance as 11.
Yeah.
Everyone's a standout performance. The show through and through is amazing. It's 8 episodes. You can watch the whole thing in a day. If you haven't seen it yet, please do yourself a favor and go watch it before season 2 comes out. This actually is probably the best show I've seen in a really long time.
I put it in my top 5 TV shows.
Yeah, easily. It stands away from other TV shows just because of how amazingly simple it can be. You know?
I mean, I'm like thinking of my top 5 TV shows. There's Seinfeld, there's Lost, there's House, there's Home Improvement. There's Family Feud. There's
Family Feud cannot be included in that category.
I love Family Feud, man.
It's not a TV show, it's a game show.
That's true. But seriously, Stranger Things is just one of the best things I've ever seen, for me, period. Like fiction pieces.
For me,
it's fantastic.
It's The Office, Lost.
No, The Office.
Stranger Things.
Parks and Rec.
Batman the Animated Series. Probably.
Whose line is it anyway?
Also, I would classify under game shows and entertainment shows.
But the points don't really matter.
Scripted TV shows is what we're talking about right now.
That's true.
But yeah,
Frasier.
Go check
Cheers.
Go check out that Stranger Things. It's good. It's really good.
I told you I watched over the Christmas break. I started early December and I just finished. I watched every episode of Frasier.
How many is that? Like 100 something?
There's a ton of episodes.
Jesus, what did you do?
13 seasons. Yeah.
Wow.
Such a great show.
Yeah.
What's his name? I always
Frasier.
forget the actor's name. I know Frasier. What's the actor's name?
Oh, I'm blanking.
I know.
He plays Beast.
I
in the X-Men movies.
I know.
Wait, I want to guess. Can I guess?
Yeah.
Kelly Graham.
Hey, you're close. Kelly Graham. Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer and David Hyde Pierce are like
Batman
the
and Robin.
best brother combo on television, man. So funny. I don't know why it took me so long to watch Frasier. Great sitcom. Easily sits up there with like Seinfeld and Friends and Home Improvement and
Everybody loves Raymond.
Cheers and Raymond. Oh, I love Raymond. Oh my God,
show.
Raymond's such a good show.
Peter Boyle.
It's so sad. The mom passed away, didn't she?
Yeah, Peter Boyle and the mother
that's right.
now passed away.
Yeah. All right. So,
God, what a great show.
what do you think? Do you want to skip music or do you want to go to comics?
I honestly, music's more up your alley in terms of new music this year, because for me, I'm still discovering music that people have listened to for like 5 years. So I'm a little behind. I'm really into the Lumineers right now, though. Cleopatra.
Yeah. That's a great album.
And the Beatles. So
Didn't even
listen to
chart.
The Beatles more.
That didn't chart,
No, it did not.
which is crazy. But I can tell you what. Help me guess the top 5? I want to help you guess. I want you to help.
Views by Drake.
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
This is from the
Adele.
official Billboard charts.
Whatever
Okay.
Adele's album was.
25 by Adele was number 1.
Okay.
What was number 2? Or just like guess the top 5. You're not going to guess one, but you might be able to guess 2 of them.
Wait, I got one though. Adele.
Yeah. I mean, one of these is like you'll never be able to get it. Together by Michael Ball and Alfie Boe.
Never would have got that.
Yeah, I never heard of them ever.
Life of Pablo.
No. Life of Pablo charted. Didn't chart because it wasn't available. It was only on Tidal.
How am I gonna get on the charts?
Come on, give me a guess. Give me a straight up guess. It's a lot easier than you're thinking.
Bieber.
Oh! Yeah. Purpose by Bieber was number 4. Okay.
He had a lot of bangers this year.
Yeah.
In terms of dance music.
What do you mean? Skank it.
Good song.
That's a great song.
Okay. So I got 2 of the 5. One of them I'm not gonna guess. So I got 2 other choices.
No. One of them is weird. The other one makes sense. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds. I'm gonna count down in my head. Can't have a lot of silence on the podcast. It's not good radio.
I'm trying to think. I'm getting a mind blank, man. 4 beers.
What bands came out with big albums this year?
The Jonas Brothers.
Oh.
I don't know. What are the other ones?
Number 2, A Head Full of Dreams by Coldplay.
Are you kidding me?
No. Not at all.
Okay.
4 was
like
Purpose by Justin Bieber, and then 5 was The Wonder of You by Elvis Presley.
A posthumous album.
Still charted.
Okay.
Black Star was on there by Bowie. Views from Drake was number 8.
Oh, so close.
Lemonade by Beyonce was number 11.
I didn't think about that at all. Garth Brooks is probably up there too, isn't he?
Garth Brooks?
No, wait, he's just on tour again. Never mind. He didn't release an album.
No, he didn't put anything out. 21 Pilots' Blurry Face came in at number 27. I like
Can
it
we
when
all
you
admit that Heathens is no longer fun to listen to?
that song sucks. I never liked it.
All my friends are heathen, take it slow.
I Like It When You Sleep, For You Are So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It by the 1975 came in at number 25, which I'm very proud of. Good for you guys. 24 Karat Magic was 24.
Ayo.
X by Ed Sheeran came in at number 20.
X was this year?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
When your legs don't work like they used to before.
X was not 2016. That was 2014, dude. That has to be a lie, unless it's still just killing the chart.
It was 2014. Then it was still on the charts for 2015.
Are you joking me?
Isn't that bonkers?
It's 2016 is the year we're talking about.
Then it was still on the charts for 2016? Isn't that nuts?
Well, did you listen to the 2 singles he just put out?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of either of them.
I like the Mountain one.
Mountain on a Hill or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I like it when he's more acoustic. So
he's getting poppy.
Yeah.
He's like Taylor Swift. He's getting poppy.
I don't care. I saw Ed Sheeran. I've met Ed Sheeran. I've talked with him. I've hugged him.
Are you taller than him?
I have a photo with him. Oh, that's a good question. I could look at the photo. I think we're probably both about the same height, but I know him personally.
Honey, all right.
Loving you. It was so crazy because I saw that's my hipster story, is that I saw Ed Sheeran before he was famous, when he didn't have anything released in the United States. He only had his EP out in the UK. And I had him record a prom video, me asking an old girl out to prom.
Who's the girl?
I don't want to talk about it. But I had him make a prom video. Have you not seen this video?
No.
Have I never shown you this picture of me with him? I'll show you with it when we get off the air. But yeah, I have a video with me and Ed Sheeran before he was big. Outside Bogart's in Cincinnati.
Dope.
I know. It's one of my most proud moments.
Let's move the show right along.
All right. Best comics. John, take the floor.
So Rebirth came out this year, so the Rebirth one-shot was pretty interesting. For me, the ones that I read New Frontier and Remembrance of Darwin Cook, who passed away this year. He illustrated and wrote that story. That was the one that took place in the 50s that I told you about, that period piece.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so far, Rebirth was a minor disappointment until I even stopped reading it because I ran out of funds to purchase comics every week. Yeah, that's all I got for you. What about you?
All?
I gave you a lot of comics to read this year, so what about you?
I read Long Halloween. I went to Pawleys Island, South Carolina with my girlfriend and her family, and I spent the first 2 days I was there on the beach reading The Long Halloween and Game Over, or Console
Victory.
Wars by, I can't remember the author's name, but God, The Long Halloween was just so good. And then I read Dark Victory right after it. Two great comics back to back. I think The Long Halloween is the best comic book I've ever read. Yes. Dark Victory is good, but not great. It was great. Well, it was good.
No, here's what I would put. Long Halloween is perfect.
Yeah.
Dark Victory is great.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. The Long Halloween just was so good, and it when I finished that and set it down, I was like, why have they not made a movie out of this? It doesn't make any sense.
That's what Affleck has to do, and that's it.
But there's no way they're going to do that, man. It just
unfortunately.
It's too complicated. But why don't you tell us about
What about an HBO series?
Yes, but again,
HBO Batman.
DC has to fail for that to happen. But when that will happen, it'll be better than anything we've ever had before.
That's all I want.
Have the directors of Stranger Things do a 12-episode Batman HBO series. Everything ever. Last of Us HBO series. That's all you need, man. Give a talented directing team 12 episodes that are an hour and a half each to like flesh out the characters and make it a good story. The Last of Us is never going to make a good 2.5-hour movie.
HBO Long Halloween. Who's your Batman? Who are you casting?
Vamp. I don't know.
Is it Keaton?
No.
Is it Affleck?
No.
Is it Bale?
No.
Conroy?
No.
Could you do it animated?
No. I don't
Troy
know.
Baker.
No, still no. He doesn't look like Batman.
Barely enough.
He's too hipster. He looks too hipster to be Batman. I love you, Troy Baker. I love you, Troy.
Gosling.
No. What about
Alden Ehrenreich?
Tom Hardy?
Too old.
Too old?
Yeah.
You're smoking something. Tom Hardy's not too old to play Batman.
He can be a villain. I don't think he'd be Batman.
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know how to cast Batman to make. I don't know what actor could be a good Batman.
Here's what I want. I want the Long Halloween with the animated series voice actors. Give the animated thing another run. Killing Joke didn't work. I think you could maybe make Long Halloween work.
So how about
so Conroy, Hamill.
How about Mark Hamill's reading the Trump tweets?
Mark Hamill is in my top 5 favorite human beings.
That audio clip is maybe one of the best things I've heard ever. Is him reading the New Year's Eve quote from Trump. Ugh. What a perfect asshole.
Dude, good God.
Good God. Good God. When the praises go up, Scott. The blessings come down. All right, is that all you have for comics? Do you want to talk about your Long Halloween issues or no?
Yeah, let's do that right now.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's go to the Dat Cave.
You're supposed to let me do that. Let's do it again.
Okay, so let's go to the Dat Cave. So, my favorite Christmas present this year was Cal, who we talked about on the show before.
Who has submitted an idea for a new show called Uncle Cal's Old Movie Picks.
Which I guess we're revealing right now. Go for it.
That's it.
Do you want to explain it a little bit?
Well, Cal's gonna send us picks that he thinks are classics in his mind.
Or just something that he wants us to get bombed and watch.
Yeah, and then we're going to watch them and give our review, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Uncle Cal's Old Movie Picks.
Yeah. So look for that coming soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he was able to procure all of the original copies of Long Halloween, all 13 issues.
Beautiful.
All right. We're going to do a quick cover review.
Beautiful.
Really fast. It's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Chapter 1, Crime. We got a beautiful red cover here with a pumpkin and a cat around it. Zach, you like this cover?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Number 2, Thanksgiving. Solomon Grundy eating Thanksgiving.
9 out of 10.
I give this one 9.5 out of 10. I give the first one a 10 out of 10.
It's so great, though. I love Solomon Grundy. Born on a Monday.
Christmas, Joker.
10 out of 10.
10 out of
11
10.
out of 10.
10 out of 10.
They're good dogs.
12
right?
out of 10. New Year's, 8 out of 10.
Yeah. 9 out of 10. I like it.
Okay, nothing below a 9. Is that what we're going for?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's like how that Twitter account's like, we rate dogs, except for they don't rate dogs.
Valentine's Day.
Actually, you know what? 7 out of 10.
Really?
It's fine.
I give it an 8.
Okay.
I like this one a lot.
Oh yeah,
St.
10 out of
Patty's
10.
Day.
10 out of 10, baby.
9.5.
Give me that. Give me that.
10 out of 10. Yeah. April Fools with the Riddler.
April Fools. 10 out of 10.
Yep. 10 out of 10. Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot.
Great covering.
Yep. Paired with Father's Day.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
20s out of 20s.
Wow, how about that? 20s.
Independence Day. 7.5.
Okay. Yeah,
you agree?
It's fine. It's whatever.
Roman holiday. 7.5.
Yeah.
Labor Day. 6 out of 10.
Ooh. Yeah.
A little confusing.
Whatever.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Two-Faced Pumpkin.
Two-Face the Pumpkin. For those of you that were following along, I hope you had all of the covers pulled up because we just reviewed them in a lightning round.
If you don't, then why are you even listening to this podcast, to be honest with you?
I'm taking these back to school tomorrow, and I'm going to reread them from their original prints. I'm looking forward to rereading that story again.
That'll be awesome.
Like you mentioned, it is also my favorite comic book. It's up there in the top 5 with Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen and stuff like that, and Killing Joke. But it's number 1. Stands above the rest. Thank you, Jeff Loeb, Tim Sill, and thank you, Cal, for finding all those books for me.
Shout out to Cal.
Shout out to Cal.
Most of all. All right, so before we get to the last segment of the show, we're going to talk about best moments and the biggest cultural things in 2016. So obviously, 2016 has been a real year for political jargon, for a lot of different things in terms of
international.
In terms of news, the Orlando shootings, the
Syria,
the unrest in the Middle East obviously continues. France, the Paris attacks, 2016 election. So when I say 2016 in cultural events, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
For me?
Yeah.
Definitely the continual spread of terrorism.
Terrorism.
Yep.
Okay.
In terms of cultural events, not necessarily tying everything to terrorism or tying everything to ISIS, but the senseless and immoral and inhumane targetings of minority groups and just human beings in general for these mass killings. It seems like every other day we have 35 people getting killed somewhere, or at least 8, or something like that.
Even on Christmas Day, I remember reading the story where it was like someone drove the truck through like the town hall or whatever. It was, I don't know. And I think that it has a lot to do with us being so socially connected in 2016 and
like we actually hear about everything.
Yeah, we hear about everything.
That definitely plays a part of it. But what's sad is that you hear about all these things and we're so interconnected into hearing about all these stories, and there still isn't any social change for it.
Well, what do we do? I mean, that's the thing, is that the question is that every time there's something...
You think it would affect people more.
You think so, but that's like, it's the monster of the week. It's like, what's the big story of the week? Everyone forgot, and that's the problem, is that my problem with the American people, and that's because I can only speak on us. These are the only people I know. These are the people I'm surrounded with. These are people I work for, the people I work with. We forget so easily the things that happen. Like, I thought when the I feel so stupid for not being able to remember, but the shootings this year where the kid went to the church where he was waving the Confederate flag, and he was waving the apartheid flag. Charleston. I can't believe it took me so long to figure it out. That even points to that goes towards my point, but it's like when those shootings happened and it was like these innocent people that were going to church, that this kid that was obviously socially unbalanced, that had the Confederate flag and the flag for apartheid Africa hanging in his backyard, went and shot up this church, I thought, I was like, maybe this is the wake-up sign. That this happens in the rural South where guns are readily accessible, that people know violence happens like this, and this makes this makes national news. No. Everyone forgot about it. And then Orlando happened at the nightclub, and people were coming out and like putting out these horrifying social, like these posts on the internet about the last recorded messages from these people, and like this terrible scene at the club. And I remember the next day when I was reading the Twitter, and this guy was retweeting all of these people, all these politicians that don't give a flying fuck about any of these people. I'm sorry I cursed. That don't care about any of these people that was tweeting like, sorry to hear about Orlando shootings, thoughts and prayers go out. And it was just like all these people, all these politicians that don't care. And like, it's moments like that in 2016 that more than any, it made me realize how much of a cycle we live in, you know, like how much of these big stories happen, these tragic events happen. We report the news. Then the next big thing happens, and it just goes on. Like, it's just like this year has been more sobering than anything. It's not been like a particularly terrible year, but if anything, it's been like I've realized more about the realism that we have to deal with this as a society, as a country, as a people. And sorry to make it real, but, you know, this is a real part of the show, I guess.
Damn.
It's just, I don't know. It just makes me sad to think about it, because I don't see any, I don't know, like we can always try to invoke change, but there's no Martin Luther King Jr. figure. There's no, the Democratic candidate this year was Hillary Clinton, who by all accounts is a fine candidate, but is a politician, is lies, is that plays the game, that plays the people, plays that she does what she needs to get to win. And on the other side, you have selfishness and
Mike Pence,
individuality and xenophobia and sexism and homophobia and whatever you name it. But it's just like, if anything, this year has just been a constant reminder that our country has problems. Not like any. The world has problems.
The world as a whole has problems.
But I don't know.
But don't worry, because Ben Affleck's Batman movie is going to save.
Yeah, we'll see about that one. Turning it away from the serious side, do you have anything to add to any of that?
I do not.
Some big cultural phenomenon that I want to talk about is
dabbing.
That's right. 2016 was the year of the dab, was it not?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, nothing can cheer me up better than a good old-fashioned dab. Yeah, there he goes. John's dabbing off camera if you can't. You know, furiously dab. I like the video. One of the best memes this year was...
Squidward.
It was, I think that was last year, but... Squidward! Ah! The best was, it was like, the caption was Guy furiously dabs behind Kylie Jenner. And Kylie Jenner's giving like an interview on the red carpet, and this guy behind her is just like... going crazy on the dab.
That's awesome.
Cincinnati Comic Expo.
Oh yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, we did have a good time. We got to see a panel from Akbar and Nianum, the guys that did the puppeteering for those characters.
Mike Quinn and Tim Rose.
We got to troll the show floor. I got a cool Stranger Things shirt. John bought like $100 worth of Batman clothing.
Yeah. This is why I don't have any money.
It's okay. And then we hung out. We got to watch a Bengals game. We ate some terrible convention floor food. And
what did I have? A bagel?
Yeah, he had something from Starbucks.
Drink?
I don't know. It's making me hungry though.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know. Me too. We'll finish this up and do something. We're almost done. We're in the home stretch.
Too bad there's no Uber around here. We can't Uber to Taco Bell.
I know. Also, Pokemon Go. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Pokemon Go. What a phenomenon!
That
Holy
was a
cow!
Good month of our summer.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
I mean, I still open it.
You did. I did not.
I still open it up every now and then just to see what's going on. But man,
do they have Johto Pokemon yet?
Yes, Togepi's in there.
Okay, just Togepi though.
Well, there's
the worst Johto Pokemon.
No, not the worst. Okay. What about that? What about that? Like the skunk-looking thing.
I love that skunk-looking.
Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, any other cultural things you got, John? You've been quiet.
I'm thinking.
You thinking?
Yeah.
Well, Pokemon Go was like huge. I mean, you couldn't get away from that stuff. And talk about a casual, like us. I don't know about you, but
the dynamic duo tweets with Kylie and Kendall Jenner.
I don't remember
where
this.
Where it's like, name a better dynamic duo.
I don't remember this at all.
Those are pretty funny.
That was a cultural event.
I'm just thinking of things in 2016.
What about Harry Potter? Harry Potter came back with the stage play.
And then with Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
Came back with 2 punches, one of which landed kind of, and one of which didn't land at all.
Well, so give me your thoughts on The Cursed Child.
The Cursed Child already takes a backseat to the 7 novels written by J.K. Rowling because it's a playwright. Not that there's anything wrong with plays at all. I love
it's just
plays.
It's different.
It's formatted differently, so it's harder to get into. Also, it's not written by her. It's just approved by her. The story in itself is a hybrid of Back to the Future meets the Terminator meets Harry Potter, which was a bad story.
It's like not been motivated.
If you thought that the Rogue One, had some fan service issues, I dare you to read Cursed Child. I dare you. It's like, remember when this happened in Harry Potter? What if this happened? And you're just like, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared to do.
Don't read it.
After watching...
Don't listen. Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone through Deathly Hallows is a perfect book series.
Perfect.
It is a perfect book series. Well written, well developed, everything. Nothing can touch that in terms of that universe. Fantastic Beasts cannot touch this. This new Cursed Child cannot touch this. Why bother expanding yourself beyond that?
I don't know. I don't.
But then I say this, and then I am a hypocrite because I want more Star Wars expansion. You know what I mean? So I guess I can't really talk.
Yeah, well, Star Wars is being controlled by a committee. You know, people that really care about it, that are discussing the fate of everything. Whereas Harry Potter, I feel like, is not quite there yet. I know, but it's not there yet. Yeah. You know, there's no team of people saying like, are the hardcorest of hardcorest fans going to get upset if we do this?
It's not old enough.
Yeah. So
because the hardcore Harry Potter fans are in corporate America.
All right. Before we head out this evening and we make food and then fall asleep.
Oh, darkness, my old friend.
Let's talk about the people that passed away this year that we really care about. There's a lot of people in this list that I'm not too versed with, and I apologize for that. But I want to go through the people that really mean a lot to us.
Yep.
First off, David Bowie.
Yep.
Oh, my God. Such a talented musician, great actor, Labyrinth. Like, really sad to hear that when he passed away. I remember where I was. Next up was Alan Rickman.
Can't say enough about Alan Rickman.
This was earlier in the year, right?
This was.
Really sad, man. I mean, for a lot of our generation, he'll always be Snape, but I mean, like in Die Hard,
he has a great legacy.
Hans Gruber.
Yeah,
Gruber, yeah.
Harry Kruger. Or, what's his name? The horror villain. Sorry, this is a solemn time.
We're close.
But Alan Rickman...
We can still appreciate
think about Alan Rickman's portrayal of Snape. I mean, you're probably right, like, in terms of our generation.
In our generation, he'll always
that
be
is the
Snape,
most impactful part.
Prince passed away. I was in South Carolina when I heard the news, and I was just... Man,
if you want some tear-jerking Prince commentary, you should watch The Fat Man on Batman when they talk about Prince.
Really? I guess I'm going to have to now.
Kevin Smith gets really deep into the Prince stuff. So,
damn. Muhammad Ali passed away. This is especially... Yeah, what a legend. And I don't say this to shill at all because I'm Zach Ritello. I'm beholden to no one. Everybody knows that. The company that I work for, Homage, that I'm very proud of, this week is Muhammad Ali's birthday, and we're doing a line of clothing. Or I think it's like a few T-shirts that have his quotes or...
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
I don't know what they are yet, but go to homage.com if you're curious at all. I think we're going to have some cool Muhammad Ali stuff to just kind of like celebrate his life and his legacy.
He's such an important figure in American history, global cultural history, and in sports.
Yeah, sports history.
It's not every day that you come across somebody that is that trifecta impact on people.
Agreed.
I mean, he's one of the greats.
Anton Yelkin passed away, which is totally
tragic.
Depressing. Yeah.
Was he like 26 or
young,
something like that?
Way too young. And
Star Trek movies. He was Kyle Reese in the Terminator movie.
Yeah.
Very sad. Tragic accident.
One of the two biggest this year for me that hit me the hardest was Gene Wilder. God, Willy Wonka.
Just skip over Kenny Baker.
Was he on?
That was this year. I can't remember when.
He hasn't been on the list yet. He's probably down. He's on there somewhere.
Yeah.
But Gene Wilder, man. Oh my God. What can you say about this man, dude? He did... Between Blazing Saddles, Willy Wonka, and...
Young Frankenstein.
Like all the Mel Brooks classics, he's just a genius when it comes to comedy. And... it just makes me so sad to think about. He was such a great comedic role.
We should watch Wonka.
Yeah, Wonka's such a great movie. I agree.
I gotta go on a date.
So, I don't know. This is just a website that I'm looking at right now. I've never even heard of this website before. It was just conglomerate. But let's talk about Kenny Baker because he's not on this list apparently,
R2D2
but he should be.
In 1 through 6, and then was the R2D2 consultant for episode 7.
I mean,
dude, you want to see some really upsetting stuff? Is the two most active people on social media from Star Wars are Mark Hamill and Peter Mayhew, who play Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca, and their reactions to both Kenny Baker and Carrie Fisher's passings this year were just completely tragic.
It's been a rough year for that universe and for their people. I mean,
two big people.
Yeah.
Kenny Baker R2D2, such a memorable and iconic Star Wars character.
The sad part is that most kids in our generation,
they'll never know.
Yeah,
they won't know, which is sad. But those that do know about him, much respect to him and his family. And condolences.
It might not mean a lot to us, but I do want to give a shout out to Florence Henderson, Mrs. Brady.
Yep. No, it means a lot to me. Have you seen all of the Brady Bunch?
Not all of it. I grew up watching a little bit on TV.
Shelby and I wore those DVDs out, man. We were big Brady Bunch fans. Mrs. Brady. I mean, it's hard to... Carol... It's sad. It's insane how this year went. It really is. We haven't even gotten to the two worst ones yet.
It's really bizarre. I'd put in 3. Well, before that,
3.
John Glenn passed away, American hero, astronaut. There was a lot of space this year. I mean, between... Not Interstellar didn't come out this year, but... Arrival did come out this year, and the movie about... young John Glenn is cast in that movie with the 3 black actresses that are like the origins of
Hidden Figures.
Yes.
With I can't remember her name from Empire.
Yeah, I know who
Cookie,
you're talking about.
And then Kevin Costner.
I'm looking forward to seeing him.
I do want to see it.
I've heard it's good. John Glenn. What can you say more? Also Alan Thicke. Growing Pains. Shout out to Ashley Johnson, who was, we know her as Ellie, but was also got her start on Growing Pains, and got to know Alan Thicke through that, and so that's a rough That's a rough year for her, especially. George Michael. God, dude, Wham. Wham was such a great 80s group. I love...
We burnt out Careless Whisper this year, man.
Album.
We burnt out Careless Whisper this year.
And then two that mean the most to me, I think, and to you as well. Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds. Within a week, within a few days of each other.
The back-to-back days. It was 2 days in a row.
Carrie Fisher, obviously known for portraying Leia in all the Star Wars films, and Debbie Reynolds, to me, will always be Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
It's deeply disheartening for that family. Condolences to Billie Lourd, Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Yeah.
Who had to undergo the death of her mother, followed by her grandmother in back-to-back days. For me, I'm not as exposed to Debbie Reynolds as I am to Carrie Fisher. I've watched Carrie Fisher on screen 40 times a year for 21 years of my life. Or not 21, but like close to it, since I saw Star Wars for the first time. It's crazy because it's hard to say that you're close to these people because they don't know you, but you definitely know them. And it's very hard that you come across actors and actresses and, fictional icons and fictional properties and stories that really have impacts on you as much as they do. But Star Wars is one that is such a deeply rooted part of my heart. And it's so tragic to see the passing of one of its greatest characters with Carrie Fisher, who was such an iconic female protagonist who really kind of sparked the independent female character and
powerful female role. Feminism role.
I haven't watched 4, 5, 6, or 7 since her passing, but I can't imagine a time when I watch that in the future that I won't get a little choked up with any scene that she's in with Harrison or Mark or anybody else. And it's truly disheartening because as much as it's kind of dorky and nerdy to say, a lot of those actors and characters I consider parts of my family because it's been such a big part of my childhood. So,
yeah, it's rough, and I agree with you with Carrie Fisher. I mean, I didn't get into Star Wars until I was a little bit older. Like, so when I first moved, so like probably around 3rd grade was when I first discovered the VHS tapes and started, watching 4, 5, and 6 on repeat every time I got the chance. And Princess Leia will always be iconic. And did you see the petition going around for the fans of Carrie Fisher are lobbying? They're making like a fan petition, not like a harsh anything, to Disney to make her an official Disney princess. Oh, and it's getting some good ground and traction on the internet, and I appreciate that because I think that is totally in the spirit of
What
Carrie
is it
Fisher.
that Lor Santaka says in Force Awakens? To me, she'll always be royalty.
Yeah.
It's fitting.
I think so too.
I think that's what the quote that I almost tweeted when she died, but I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, so and Debbie Reynolds, I mean, like, I'll say it again. I think Singing in the Rain is one of the most fantastic things ever. And La La Land and these movies today draw so much from that movie. And just the magic that it brings about Hollywood and film production and art and making these things. And God, Debbie Reynolds was just so good in that movie. And when I heard that she passed away, I looked up the video for You Were Meant for Me, and just her and Gene Kelly playing off each other is so beautiful. And it made me so sad to hear of her passing. But all the people on this list have legacies that we'll be able to look back on when we're older and say, like, they managed to accomplish this much, and that's
and they took a part of my life for this very instant or this moment or this thing that they did at one point or another resonated with me so well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, to me, thinking back on all these people that passed, Severus Snape is one of my favorite Harry Potter characters, if not my favorite Harry Potter character. Wham I remember listening to Careless Whisper with you guys around the time that BVS or Deadpool
Wake Me
came
Up
out.
Before You Go.
And then Kenny Baker has such an impact on me. Princess Leia, Debbie Reynolds. You know.
Yeah. Well, on that high note, I think, in a respectful manner, I think that is where we end 2016.
I think it's the best way to do it.
So, today is Monday, January 9th.
It was January 8th when we started.
That's true.
But it's since carried over into that.
Radiovania spans 2 days worth of content. This has been your 2016 in review. We've talked about video games and movies and television and comics, and we pretty much run the gambit. Do you have anything else you'd like to say before we close this one out, John?
I'm looking forward to Cal's old movie reviews. So be on the lookout for that.
We're going to try.
Get back into a regular routine.
John and I just discussed before the show, thinking about the semantics of us going to... where does Cal live?
Austin, Texas.
Yeah, we're thinking about going to Austin, Texas. We could get some barbecue. We could do a show.
I don't know if the barbecue is as big there, but we should definitely go to In-N-Out.
Okay, In-N-Out. I'm fine with that. I haven't had In-N-Out in like 4 years. But thank you guys for listening to Radiovania. As always, we appreciate every single one of you. If you're listening to the show and you made it this far, which is 2 hours and 20 minutes,
holy crap,
we super appreciate you. Go to radiovania.com and click the red button that says subscribe. Every subscribe counts. Every video you watch on radiovania.com helps us. It gets us ad revenue. It means we can do a little bit more content. We can afford another microphone, which is what we've been saying since we started this shindig. But one of these days, we'll get there. But thank you very much for listening. If you have, tweet us your questions at Radiovania. You can follow me at Zach Ratelli. You can follow John at DadJohnParker. And you can email the show at radiovaniashow@gmail.com. I think that's about it.
That's all I got, man.
All right. Hey, give me a cheers to the end of 2016. Empty cheers, but hey. See you guys.